So we're
I
live.
saw your 325 messages. So,
Mine?
125 messages.
no, Rory's. Today.
Oh, heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. He's amazing. He messaged me on my birthday and said that he would make whatever character I want him to make, and he'll draw it up.
Aw.
Kega is a woman.
Oh, sorry, never knew.
Sick.
Heck yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Sorry, neither did I.
It's in the
Yes.
name, guys.
No,
What?
but
How?
we know
I don't know anything.
we know some of the people from various things. So
Cool.
but yes, she is a woman.
Well, she is incredible, and she
Yes.
messaged me, and I was just blown out of the water by her willing to do that. And I was like, you know what? I haven't done this in a really long time because I usually commission stuff. I was like, I want to see your interpretation of Brimstone. I was like, I want to see, because Mark did his, and I really liked it. And I was like, I want to see what other people's interpretation of Brimstone is.
That's so true because, like, if you think about like characters in a book too, it's like you imagine them a certain way, right? And you build them in a certain way in your head.
Like, Mark made him, like, sexy. Like, super sexy for him. And I was like, wow. This man is not a comeliness of 9. In this photo. This is like through the eyes of another
that's how
ogre.
I was gonna say that's how the older ogre see.
That's how we're like, whoa.
I like I love Mark's work because it always looks like there's such good movement in his like
Yeah.
the hair, just everything, and I can't explain like when he draws things. It's just so beautiful. I'm just like, holy crap, like how? Like the way that the hair just flows and stuff like that just looks so like wispy and like beautiful. It's so nice.
Also, hello everyone. Thank you so much for listening in on our ridiculousness today. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you everyone for joining us here at Blue Box for the finality of the Blue Box offerings on GaryCon, which is, of course, our second part of the Greyhawk Awakening session that began on Thursday night. And we're going to kick off here in just a moment with the usual suspects, and we appreciate everyone being on. I mentioned in the chat, no, we're not going to dual stream today. I know Jay is going to do that later tonight. I just, we've run all these streams and we've had. Go ahead, Evelyn.
You need to update your stream title.
I did.
It's got the Wicked Studios one. Still.
No, I don't think that's not something I can change.
You should be able to in the
No,
stream settings.
No, see that doesn't come from.
It comes from Slobs. You can update it in Slobs.
I always update it on Twitch. I go into Twitch settings. I always edit stream info. I did that today. Let me double check. Like I did everything I always do.
Oh, Jay's got it.
Yeah, it's something on their end. It's not ours.
Cool. Gotcha.
Cool.
Thanks, Jay.
Cool.
It's the same thing that happened to Jay the other day, I think.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. So anyway, no, we're not going to dual stream today, just because I didn't want to tinker with the stream settings. Want to make sure everything just goes rock solid. We'll go hard today at this. We'll have a good time, and then we'll be heading up for a fantastic conclusion tonight with Jay's all-star cast for Ask the Experts, and it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, I'm going to click over live here so everybody can see these beautiful players, and welcome to Blue Box Greyhawk Awakening session number 38. New friends and familiar foes. I am joined as always by my fantastic cast, and I love seeing all of their faces contort. It's been a great weekend, and of course last night one of the highlights of GaryCon was the joust. And in the joust, we had our own Terry playing Shorewin. Shorewin Tessel was clearly a fan favorite and made it all the way to the very end before he was absolutely robbed. Shorewin, how do you feel about this so close and yet not quite conclusion to your career?
Well, don't worry. Next year I will be back and win it as I always do. It was unlucky, and as we saw after our battle, he was no match for someone even slightly stronger than him, so he won't be back.
All right, so let's quickly jump to our sponsors, and then we'll do our player introductions. We'll talk about our giveaway tonight, and we'll get right into the gaming. As you'll recall, we left off last time in the middle of a pretty epic battle as the party is assaulting a fort in the hills of the Pommage, and I don't know. It was interesting the way it all unfolded. We'll get to that when we talk about what happened last time. Let's switch over and let's talk about our sponsors quickly. Thank you to all of them. Of course, our newest sponsor is Troll Lord Games, and we'll have updated videos for them very soon. Then we have Frederica Draws. Frederica Draws does all of the artwork that you see tonight for all of the characters. And also for the pet, Phineas. It was not the artwork done for Squeaks, the little mouse that's next to the gnome. That was done by Mark Views, another one of our great talents in the Blue Box community. But a lot of the other artwork that you see is from Frederica. She does take commissions. She's very talented, and you can see her information in the chat. Then we have Mantic Games, makers of Terrain Crate. Check these guys out. Also, they create Kings of War, really great hobby stuff. And in fact, we may be doing a giveaway for some of their stuff tonight. Let me just see how the stream goes. I've got some pretty cool stuff from them. Then tonight, we also have Cozy Gamer, maker of great dice. And thank you for all of you that support our sponsors. Dice. I wish the viewers could see you guys dancing. I'm gonna have to start putting that on the sponsor screens. And then Mike Disney. Thank you, Mike, who joined us for Lore Masters Arcanum at 6 in the morning yesterday. He was great. And then, of course, he came on the Joust last night and played the nefarious foil. Did a fantastic job. Very talented guy, great painter, but just multi-talented with all of his artwork. We're so proud to have him as a sponsor. And then our newest sponsor. Thank you, Vivi, for this sponsor, by the way. She made the connection. Ferox Fabrications. Hey Patrick, good to see you.
Yes, I wish they could see us dancing right now.
No lie, no lie. And so those are all of our great sponsors. I do want to take a moment and highlight, by the way, your dancing can be seen now, so you can resume it if you'd like.
But there's no music.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Music in our hearts.
That's right. And so I do want to highlight Ferox Fabrications. If you guys haven't seen this, this is going to be start of what's coming to us very soon for giveaways and for use. He makes these magnetic mini holders for painting, and with his laser engraving, he's made these custom beautiful blue laser engraved Blue Box logo magnetic paint, and these things are absolutely awesome. So we're excited to have this as a new sponsor and all kinds of fun stuff coming with that. All right, players, let's go to, we're going to save our GHA video and the Rory piece for our break today. So we'll do that as we go into break. What I want to kind of move quickly into the action since we are starting just a couple of minutes late. So let's go ahead and let's do player introductions first. PC introductions. I'm going to have you do your sort of socials and all that at the end of the stream, so you'll have a chance to recap that. So let's just keep it to your PC. You can say, "Hi, my name is Terry." Then tell us about your PC, and then we'll close off with Evelyn, and when you're done with yours, you can go ahead and give us the what happened last time. All right, let's start off with Vivi.
Ooh, me first. Okay, my name is Vivi. My character's name is Lilith. She is a level 6 Grugak druid. Has no idea about personal space. She likes to get all up in your business. She likes to give you teeth if she likes you. She likes to collect odd trinkets. Money she usually leaves behind because she has no use for it. I mean, probably technically down the road, but she's got really nice friends who tend to cover the bill for her if needed. And Yeah, she's just working her way through, trying to find new friends and getting to know her new friends and her old friends.
All right, well done. Go ahead, Rory.
Yeah, so my name's Rory, and I play Gimbal. Gimbal is a lovely gnome of the wizarding type, level 6, and he has grown quite fond of at least 2 people in the group, and a bit of a stranger to the other 2.
Okay, good. Terry.
Of course, I am Terry. I play Rin Autumncrest, a level 5 cleric of half-elven descent, who has come upon this quite quirky group of people along the shoreline.
Okay, all right, everybody, I think that echo probably just kicked in, and I think I know what it is, so hang with me for just a second.
Because Rin Autumncrest is a god and needed Echo for his introduction.
Echo.
He actually cast mirror images, so that's what
yeah.
it is.
Yeah, I'm using a camera today that I don't normally use on this stream. I normally only use it on my Sunday stream. It's giving us kind of this aerial overview of the map. So I've got a couple of camera settings, and that was kicking the echo in. But I thank you very much, appreciate it. All right, Brim.
Well, hi, my name is Josh of NPC Voices, and I'm playing Brim.
Brimstone, a 7.5-foot tall half-ogre fighter, gray skin, and in some people's eyes, very sexy. I drink milk. Oh, no, wait, I actually drink milk. And I like swinging great swords and protecting my friends Lilith and Gimbal.
Well, and not only that, you notice he is all gussied up today, and this is in honor of his birthday. He turned 15 yesterday, and his entire elementary class is going to be sharing it with him tomorrow. And he does have birthday cake. It has Snoopy on it, but he's got a birthday cake that he's going to be enjoying with us a little bit later in the stream. So happy birthday,
Josh! Bringing cupcakes to the whole class tomorrow.
Guild Superior
And
said.
goodie bags. Don't forget the goodie bags.
Guys, of course.
I love goodie bags.
Guild Superior said, if you're 15, life has been hard. That's awesome. Hey, real quickly, we just had a new follower, and I think that's a good time for me before we have Evelyn announce her character to mention again, our major giveaway is happening on Thursday night. And any new follower, which includes you now, Goo Chomper, you will be eligible for the giveaway of this 1979 boxed basic edition. I showed it a lot yesterday, so I won't overdo it, but it's got all the original stuff. It's got the chits. It's got the Keep in the Borderlands. This is a really hard to find item. That'll be given away on our regular GHA Tuesday night session. And then tonight, we'll also have giveaways. We're going to give away a Blue Box mug, and then depending on how the viewership goes, I may have a special giveaway from Mantic Games that we're going to do today as well. All right, Vivi, go ahead. I'm sorry, Evelyn, go ahead. You guys are the same person.
I'm Evelyn.
Villith, yes.
I'm Evelyn. I play Elandra. She is a level 5 half-elven beast master ranger. She knows Rin down there. She's known him for a little bit. And she travels with her best boy, the goodest boy, Phineas. He is a massive wolf, and he is her constant companion. He will eat your face if you try to mess with Elandra.
All right. Then tell us what happened last time.
All right, so last time we started off with the party continuing combat with an ogre and the remaining orcs that were carrying a man and a young child in a cage, sort of a caravan-style group. The one arrow was launched at the orc, and then Brim just annihilated everybody that was left with some massive blows and many nat 20s. Yeah, the Tim Crit tables came out early yesterday, or Thursday. Yeah, so after the foes were slain, Rin immediately went to tend to the captives, trying to get them out of the cage, which Elandra broke the lock from, so that he could keep trying to help them. Gimbal gave Brim a very unpleasant and disappointed look, and then Lilith kind of tended to him to make sure that he was okay, that everybody kind of cleaned off, and then Gimbal went into his rope trick, his treehouse, no girls allowed, except Lilith was allowed. And she went and tried to cheer him up, and they started kind of laughing together after a while, once they had a few moments to kind of levity, and then started sticking hands and feet and heads out of the rope trick, so that everybody outside was just seeing random body parts popping out, to much confusion and amusement. At this time as well, a strange figure popped out of the sand, who had actually been lying in wait to attack the caravan that was coming through. This figure is a fellow by the name of Call, who wields two nice little scythes there, and was like, "Hey, all these people have been disappearing. Do you want to come help me save them?" And everyone was like, I don't know. Oh, I guess we should. So everyone decided to join Call on this quest. So he began leading the party on. They eventually reached a point where they needed to make camp for the night. So they set up camp. There was a little bit of conversation that happened around the fire, including learning that Rin likes to draw people to help remember their names, which of course brought Lilith's curiosity. Elandra was mapping out some of the terrain, Brim was cleaning his blade and just kind of relaxing, and Gimbal was identifying things and turning giant blood into useful things. So yeah, and he also identified Lilith's ring, which she learned can change the color of her once a day, which is fun, to any color that you can imagine. And that's sort of how that transpired. After that, the next day, the party set back off after having a breakfast of eggs, that Brim said, "No, I do not want to partake in this," but everyone else did, with Rin actually being concerned that Gimbal was trying to poison him, possibly, when Gimbal offered him salt, which turned out to be salt. But yeah, so the party went onward, and eventually stopping when they were in viewing distance of a very, what was familiar to three of the members of the party, is an orcish fortress, which is very similar to the one that the party had previously encountered in the Lortmill Mountains, previously with the Red Dragon and Stork Joel. And the party then began discussing what they were going to do to siege this fortress, kind of. And Lilith got impatient and turned herself into a mouse and went and scoped things out. She actually managed to get all the way there and back without incident, though she was startled by a shout from one of the ogres to an orc. Startled, but unharmed. She returned to the party. Squeaks actually noticed her first, before anybody else did, and then Gimbal used his magic to detect magic and confirm that it was in fact Lilith. And when she was back, there was talk of making a distraction. Elandra lit an arrow, fired it at a tree after movement and stuff happened, and this tree set aflame, and it actually got attention of a couple of the ogre orc people, and then she kind of tried to stay hidden as best as possible, and then everybody was like, well, so what do we do now? Well, the tree's on fire. There's a little bit more people started kind of trying to take positions, and then a blue cloaked ogreish fellow, whose robes were crackling with electricity. He can fly. So flew out over the top of the fort and spotted a couple of the people that were trying to hide. And that's where we ended last time.
Yeah, you know, he's not exactly like this, but I've got him up on the monitors. He comes up, hunched over. You do see he's got a crackling of blue energy between his hands. We'll see where that's going in just a moment. And yeah, it was funny. This topic came up over the weekend, and someone said it's not used often enough. I was literally deploying it in Thursday. So yes, it is pretty clearly obvious to everyone that it is an ogre mage that is coming up over the top of the fort. So fun. All right.
Yep.
So let me see there. You said so. Oh, two things I wanted to mention before we get started. That are kind of little Easter eggs. I'd like to see if any of the fans can figure these out. So far, no one has picked up. Now, one of them is really obscure, so I'm gonna have to give you a hint. I wouldn't expect anyone to get this, but the name of the newcomer, Kal Elisar. That is just a tiny little homage to something from the original A2 Slavers module, and it's super obscure. If no one gets it, you're not going to be able to Google it. I'm pretty sure it's not a big enough point in the module. But if anyone can guess, I don't know. I'll give you a hearty handshake, or maybe one of these Greyhawk Awakening things, these bolts made by the amazing Vivi. Also, you see I've got her shirt on tonight. I got all the NPCs, the much beloved Ashrin, everybody's favorite. Halia, another one of my well-loved NPCs. Osler, I think people actually like this guy. He's been
We
okay.
love Osler.
He asked
He
people to
just watched
flash
me
him.
flashed.
Yeah.
We've got, hey, good to see you, Keith. We got
The awful.
You got Yaj Talks. Yaj Talks, of course, anagram for J. Scott. And then Burn from the original Hamlet. And okay, so I guess I'm 1 for 4 on people liking my NPCs. And then on the back of my, well, so it says DM on the sleeve, and then on the back of the shirt it says, of course,
The Mad
Mad Chatters. That's all of you fans out there. Thank you so much for being Mad Chatters and being so supportive of our show and community. So one Easter egg, LSR, has something to do with A2 and kind of tangentially related to Call LSR. All right, now, secondly, bigger one. Yesterday in my one shot, I put it in the Discord. No one got it. So I'll tell you, in the final scene where the party found out how to activate the portal, there was something that happened there which was definitely an homage that is topical to this weekend. I'll just put it that way. So if anybody can guess it in the chat, we'll figure that out. All right. So before I kick off the actual combat, let me do a quick review with the players. I have moved the she lever as a BBEG. All right, I have moved things around to a different orientation. I want to make sure I have everybody's location correctly, so you can help me. And yes, if anybody tells me that you're 2 miles away from here, I will know that is not accurate.
I was in the air flying.
Yeah. All right, so
I too am flying.
all right, so
my arms.
so I
I was
had
further away from the tree. though.
yeah, you had moved further away, and then you had
I was kind of hidden as much as possible.
yeah. Well, it's
so-
hard. It's kind of hard to hide, as you see, because they're coming from all angles. But you're
Right,
as
but-
obscured as you can be behind the tree and the rock, right?
Yeah.
And you have Call
Good
with you. I'm sorry. What's
Right. I said good enough.
that? Yes. Okay. Well, we'll see. And then we have the goodest boy here as well, Phineas.
Goodest boy.
You told him to stay back though,
Boy.
so he's still waiting for he's obedient. I had you sort of in betwixt the two there, Rin. Does that sound about right?
I was near Brim because I was looking at him to lead us.
Okay, I've got you
That's
pretty
right.
much. I've got you.
Just so
I've got you
bizarre.
pretty much there, right next to Brim. I've got Lilith there as well, close to Brim.
Cast
And then Gimbal kind of just a touch further back, but in that same area. So really, it's the party of 4 here with Phineas, plus Call and there we go,
Gimbal was by the
Elandra right
rock.
there.
I don't think I ever jumped down from Brim's shoulder to be
Oh,
honest.
gosh. It's used as a human shield or a group
Well,
shield.
I'll let you decide if you want to do that, but let's presume you might have, given, remember, the massive ogre already jumped off the side of the fort and he is closing. He will be there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she wouldn't have just.
Yeah, he will be there in 1 round. Now, just what you can see in the fort, you already scouted it out earlier in your shape-shifted form, but there is your ogre that is flying in the air up above the fort. You have orcs on the ramparts on either side. You have a large orc that is standing in the doorway but has not come down, and you have another ogre here on this side, which is he's not moved yet, but it is likely he will probably come down based on where he's positioned at.
Gimbal is by the rock to the right.
Gimbal is by that rock. All right. So
I think to the left. I don't know.
Great. Here we go. So as we discussed last time, we finished up the initiative. As I recall, the round was over, so it was time for a new initiative. And the last action was you saw this ogre floating up over the top of the fort. And with that said, and quite a bit of introduction, let's go ahead and jump into Greyhawk Awakening Session 38.
Okay. I have a feeling Brim's going to die this session.
Anything's possible.
You're not.
I'm sure.
I mean, we can make it happen.
Yeah. Rin, you got a diamond, right?
He's not high enough level to cast anything with a diamond. It's a level 5
MVP
spell.
to Rin. Just kidding.
All right, who has the roll for initiative?
I can do it.
Yeah, please.
Okay, you are up. D6 as always here, and the DM has a 3.
That's okay. I have a 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am rooting for all kinds of initiative and benefits for you here because I thought you guys were going to have a little more stealthy approach to this. I didn't expect it to be jump right in like that. So let's start with you, Brim.
Oh no.
You are closest to a massive ogre which is bearing down on you, and I've switched the cam angle. So here. And in fact, if you guys like, I actually I saw somebody mention they like the 2 cam angles as well, so I have a new view I've created that can give you both. So
awesome. Thank you.
If you like that.
Very helpful.
Look at that.
Oh, it's so easy to make
nice.
these players happy. So thank you.
So when do we get the
All right, so this is
A 360.
Just get rid of Josh.
Yeah, this is the angle which shows where Gimbal is hiding behind this tree right here. Gimbal's a little further off the map there, but that's where you are, Gimbal. And then you have, this is the tree that was set fire, and you have both Kal and Elandra there. Then the remainder of the party opposite over here by Brim. And so, what are you gonna do, Brim?
I have no idea.
Okay. Brim. That's gonna charge at that ogre. Drinking a potion, is it bonus action or action?
It depends. Like if you have it sort of at the ready and whatnot, I'll allow that as a quick action. But like if you got to rummage through a pack, just use realism. It depends on how you have it stowed.
I would have had it stowed, but it would have been on the very, very top. So, what would you say? Because it would have been somewhere close because Gimbal had literally just given it to me.
Yeah, let's go ahead and I'm gonna have you make a quick dex check for me. Hey,
Sure.
Guild Superior, thank you so much for that.
Advantage?
Yeah, I'm going to use an advantage for that. I'm going to use my new die that I got for my birthday, so let's see how this goes.
Why do I have to be nice today, Jay?
Oh boy, that's cocked and not great rolls. Okay. On the new die, that's a 17.
Yeah,
Plus
except-
my dex, which is a -1, so 60.
No. Remember, when we're doing dex checks, you're rolling underneath
Under
the
your
stat.
dex.
Oh, then
that's the old
4.
school
I'll take
style,
that
right?
4 then.
So you're gonna take the 4. So that was your other die on your. All right.
Yes.
All right. So I'll let you do that.
accept
You
it.
you have it close enough and quick enough. As Lilith slides off your shoulders, you clutch the potion from your sack.
Cool. I pull it from my sack and I shove it in my mouth and I guzzle that. Nope, never mind. And I'm gonna keep moving forward. No idea what it does, but I trust Gimbal with all my heart, mind, and soul.
Okay.
This elven milk tastes weird. And I'm gonna run towards that one ogre and just slicey-slice.
All right. You charge up to him. He's a good 2 feet taller than you. This is one of the larger ogres you've seen. Quite stout. And yes, for all of our fans that don't know why he got excited about that, he likes being able to use his extra damage dice against large creatures. All right, go ahead and roll to hit.
All right, another advantage on this one. I'm going to use a different die along with it. I'm using my new dice with every roll tonight. And that's going to be a natural 19 on one die, plus my 13.
Okay, that's a hit.
Okay, that's going to be 3 die 6. Where's my other d6? Okay, there. That is poop damage. That is going to be... oh, nope. I need to do math again. 13 damage.
Elementary.
13 points of damage. All right. Your great sword, you catch him at full charge. Boom, you cleave, catch him right in the ribs. You feel it slice through, chink against bone. Ooh! He lets out a guttural roar, but he is still quite hale. Now let's go to...
Can I do my second attack?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
I thought you already rolled a miss. I didn't hear that.
That is going to be a... Oof, that's only going to be a... Sorry. 13 to hit.
Total of 13? No, that's not going to hit.
That's fine.
All right. So now let's go to you, Alondra.
All right, so I want to make my way so I'm a little more centralized near the other members of the party.
Okay.
But I don't want to go so far that I can't cast a spell, because I want to cast a spell.
All right, so if you can see where you're here on the map, if you're moving toward the party, you're moving sort of in this gap that's between the 2 trees right in front.
Right.
That will increase your visibility quite substantially. You are somewhat obscured here standing right behind the tree. Is that your intent?
Yeah, I want to get a little closer because this spell I want to cast, I mean, it's a long range, maybe just a little more behind the tree. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna give you about 10 feet of movement if you're still gonna do
there.
something like cast.
Yeah. Okay. So what I want to do then is, this is I can cast it up to 400 plus 40 feet per level, so really far. It's a 40-foot radius spread. So I kind of want to put it in between these ogres as possible, and I'm going to cast Entangle on the ground there to try to kind of in between, so anybody coming out of the gates might get entangled by the spell.
Okay, all right. And so as you cast the spell, give me the DC that they're going to have to roll against.
It is a reflex partial save. Let's see. It is. But it's difficult terrain.
While you're pulling that up.
It's a 14.
And a 14, right? And you said the radius again was what?
40-foot radius, so 80 feet.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to put it here for lack of a better thing. It's definitely going to spread, and so you're putting it. You're centering it so that it's in front of these.
I wanted it in kind of close to the entrance, the openings in the fortress wall, like the main gate.
Okay, so you're putting it right up here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That area.
All right. Great. You have your entanglement. You release it. You see vines crawling up from the ground, twisting around rocks, bringing the ground to life with your divine magics. All right. Now let's go to. What are you going to do there, Rin?
All right. Question on location-related items. If I were to move in behind Brim, how many enemies would be within a 40-foot radius?
If you go right behind Brim, which you're very close to him right now, within a 40-foot radius, just that large ogre.
Just the large ogre.
Yeah, because no one else has descended yet. The front of the fort is still about 50 feet away from you. Okay. The ogre on the opposite side is even further from you than that because he's on the opposite side.
If I don't move, is that ogre still within 40 feet?
Oh, absolutely, yes. You're just behind Brim. So that ogre currently is sitting about should be here. He's literally about 10 feet from you.
All right. So Rin reaches into one of his satchels. He had slipped his divine focus disc back away after he had finished helping Elandra, but he pulls it back out, and with his other hand, he starts to move it in very specific movements around in front of him while saying, I bring light to those that need growth and darkness to those that must be vanquished, the same as Pelor does for the world each day. And he casts prayer. Prayer gives lots of different things, so here they come.
It's a great spell. Great choice.
Plus 1 luck bonus on attack rolls, weapon damage rolls, saves, and skill checks, while each of the foes takes a -1 penalty on all those rolls as well.
Yep. So and the radius here will hit all of you. You're not going to catch Call. Call is just a bit out, as are Gimbal. What'd you say the rate? 40 feet, right?
40 feet.
Yeah. So you're going to catch everyone but Call and Gimbal, and you're going to get that ogre right in the midst of it. As you offer up this prayer, you feel the divine power come down and answer your request. So everybody except for Gimbal, make sure you note those +1s, and then I'm noting the -1s for the ogre that he is facing. And now we're going to go to Lilith. What are you doing?
Has Brim charged forward already?
Yes. Yeah, he's engaged.
Oh.
To who? In the middle of battle? Okay. Lilith will cast Summon Nature's Ally 3, which allows me either 1 level 3 or 2 or 1d3 second level creature. So I'll do a wolf, which is a second level. So to roll a d3, it would just be roll a d6, correct?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Divide by 2. Yep.
Okay, so 2. I rolled a 2.
So you've summoned what then? 2 wolves?
Yes.
Are you trying to make Phineas jealous?
Phineas is gonna have some buddies to hang out with.
Yes. Just
You're
you wait.
not gonna
Lilith
light
is
them
next.
on fire, are you?
Oh, the
Light
tree's
them on fire,
already on
send them
fire.
All right. 2 wolves appear right beside Lilith, snarling. And they immediately lock eyes on the ogre. Let's go to Gimbal.
So I got a question, and that's HD refers to the level, right? So
Correct, yes.
If I roll for the calculation of how much HD.
Yeah, HD is effectively what a monster's version of level is. So if a creature is 4 hit dice, that means it gets 4 dice effectively for its hit points. So when you're looking at your spells, if it says a total of 10 HD and there's 2 8 hit die creatures in that area, you can only center on one of them. It won't be able to do anything to the other.
And then is fascinated like an effect? And what is that?
Yeah,
hypnotic pattern is what I'm looking at.
I'm sorry, what's that, Roy?
Hypnotic pattern is what I'm looking at, and it just says that this creature is fascinated. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, so if you, it's like an effect, and hang on here, let me research it again just to make sure I've got it exactly right. But it's like staggered or other types of effects, and you can Google any of this under conditions, so it's easy for you to look up and find as well. When you go down, you'll see the way we operate with Fascinated is a fascinated creature is entranced by the supernatural spell or effect. The creature stands or sits quietly, taking no action other than to pay attention to the fascinating effect for as long as the effect lasts. It takes a -4 penalty on skill checks. Any potential threat, like hostile creatures approaching, allow the fascinated creature to make a new saving throw against it. Any obvious threat, like someone drawing a weapon or casting a spell or aiming a ranged weapon, automatically breaks the effect. So, you know, you're not going to use that on something that's engaged in melee combat. It's already threatened. But if there's something that's not directly engaged in melee combat and you hit it with that or a group with that, they will remain fascinated if they fail the saving throw.
Okay. Okay. And I'm by so I'm by this large rock I'm currently hidden behind, correct?
Yeah, so I pulled up the overhead view just so you'll get a very good angle of it here, so you can sort of see
right
things
there by the
logistically, right? So it's almost like your isometric view. So you're here. You've got Yolanda, who's just moved to the left. You have Carl, who's there and has not gone yet. You have the balance of the party here, including Phineas and the summoned wolves, and the fort is directly ahead of you. You are similar in distance to where Rin was, so you're a good 50 feet or so from this ogre on the right side. The ogre on the left side is the one that's already engaged with Brim.
Okay. I'll quickly do I'll spread my arms out, almost like I'm hugging the rock, and just flip, moving no more than 10 feet, trying to measure it out, see how many GSUs this rock is, and slap my hand on it and cast Shrink Item.
Okay, now, not everybody knows what a GSU is. I know we talked about it a little bit last time, but please remind our fans what a GSU is.
Yeah, so Gimbal and Brim were talking one morning in his room, and Gimbal was making a new weapon out of a log or a stump that he had brought home one night. And as he was doing this, we were trying to figure out, how big is this? How long is this new weapon of his? Well, Gimbal was standing right there, and we kind of, as a group, said, you know what? It's probably about 3 Gimbals long, or 3 GSU, Gimbal Standard Units.
Absolutely. All right, so you move to the rock. You cast the spell.
And how many GSUs is it?
Yeah, so you were looking for one last time. You told me you were looking for one that was about 3 GSUs, around 10 feet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 feet works. Okay.
Yeah, that's what you find. Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
I mean, there's plenty of rocks here in the Pomar, so there's no shortage of finding that. Yes, so you cast your spell. You feel the rock bending to the will of your arcane power. You've done this a couple of times before. It's a little more resistant than the barrel was or other items. You can feel the natural stubbornness of the stone trying to resist your efforts. But the potent gimbal is successful, and you shrink it down to a very small stone.
And just one last question, DM. Being a gnome, looking at this rock as I start to shrink it, is it granite or slate, or what kind of stone is it?
Yeah, so I mentioned you saw different types of rock here. This would be it's like a chunk of granite. It's not slate. It's not stratified. It's just it's a good sized chunk of solid rock.
Perfect.
All right, now they attack. And here we go. Let's see exactly how these guys are going to do this. Lots and lots of options. Okay. By the way, this is one of my sound sets. Every once in a while it messes up like this, but I like it. It's actually kind of a cool effect it does. All right, so we have the one engaging on Brim. Again, with that guttural roar, you can smell the stench coming off of him. He looks at you before he swings. You mongrel! Well, that was kind of anticlimactic. Very poor dice rolls for the DM there. He swings this massive club. You duck under it the first time, which you're not used to being able to duck under weapons as tall as you are, but you're finally fighting somebody taller. When he comes around the second time, you lift your great sword up. You push it away from your body. He does not hit. Now we're going to go to this one here. As he runs forward, he goes right into the entanglement area with a DC of 14. Ooh, a nat 1 on the die. What is going on with me to start this?
He's entangled!
Okay. Well, I mean, so you don't just entangle him. It wraps around, the vines sentiently wrap around his thick ogreish ankles. Boom, boom. He bounces in the soil. I'm going to have him take a little bit of damage from that. It's not exactly a fumble, but it is not good. And he slams into the ground. You hear a gust of wind forced out of him. Where did I put my pencil? There we go. That was an effective entanglement. The orc that stands here, he doesn't move. He simply looks to either side. Archers, fire! They 1, 2, 3 there are in range on this side. 2 are in range on that side. Exposed, and I'm going to show you this again so you can see, because this is where you move toward that rock, Rory. So coming back on the larger cam here, you're right here. You're exposed to the 3 archers that are up on this palisade wall. Right here, and you're about 50 feet from this one, about 70 feet, so you're perfect archer range for them. The 2 on this side, they've got a tougher shot. They'd have to go through this tree. I'm going to say they've got good shots at Brim, but they also have a high likelihood of messing up and hitting their own fighter here. This ogre is also close, so they're firing into a dangerous melee area. All right. As the orcs atop the palisade growl out their curses, I'm going to roll. I'm going to have 2 are definitely going for Gimbal. All 3 of them focus on the gnome. Well, that's a hit, a miss, and a nat 20. You see the angle there? Nat 20. So now we roll to confirm. And that's a 19 on the die. We have a confirmed crit already. So much for my bad luck. Arrow flies toward Gimbal as he's sort of admiring his rock, which has been shrunk down after giving a bit of resistance. And
John.
$53.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, might as well break us at the beginning. TPK right here and now.
Just days off. Ooh, that's all.
All right.
No, we
Gimbal, as you're holding the rock, you feel an arrow go right through the meat of your arm. It penetrates the bicep right at the top, close to where it intersects with the shoulder. You drop the rock that you're holding, and that arm is now useless to you until that arrow is removed. From the 2 arrow blows, you take 5 points of damage. So if you have anything that, from this point, if you have anything that requires somatic components for your spell casting, it's either going to be impossible or severely limited. This arm is it's sort of dangling limply at the side with that arrow that's penetrated it. You felt that tip touch the bone of your humerus here. It's chipped off of it. All right, now let's see. Thank you so much, Honored First. I know, hasn't Gimbal lost enough already? I don't know. Yeah. I love this gnome.
Good question, DM.
I don't know. I love it. Okay. Anyway, sorry. The large one floating above. Oh, I didn't resolve the arrows on the other side. So the 2 arrows at Brim. Yeah. Both miss, but not danger to the ally. So one flies over your head, arc too high. One thick stunks in the tree. Now, this guy who's floating above might be a better angle and lighting there. Whoops, I'm not even showing that cam. Hang on here.
Yep.
As he floats above, he lets out some arcane syllables, and you see he vanishes. You can no longer see him at all. Now we go to initiative.
DM, quick question.
Yes.
Shrink item. The item goes back to original size when it gets hit. Was there enough force to make it go back?
No. You got to remember how tall you are. You're 3 feet tall and you're holding something for this.
Sweet.
It drops to sandy, soil. You're fine there.
Sweet. Okay.
But I do appreciate the question. That's you got a 6 on the die.
Oh, 6.
See, you blew that. You didn't need that 6. I rolled a 1. All right, you have initiative again. So let's go back to Brim. He's engaged in hand-to-hand melee combat with his ogre. Brim.
All right, I'd like to take 2 swings at this guy. I hope. Okay, here's my first roll. That is a 25 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay. So rolling for damage. Ah, crap damage. So that's 6, 7, 8, 15 damage on the first one.
Wow, okay, yeah. So your great sword bites deeply into this ogre's flesh. This time, there's less rage and more pain in his cry. You hear a big chunk of flesh right from his shoulder. It looks like he's struggling now with that arm.
And he's going to bring it back in like, sorry for the anachronism, but just like back in the samurai stance, and
Better run.
as he says in giant, as he brings the blade back around.
Roll to hit.
That's a natural 16 plus
That's a hit.
8.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
Oh, Brim. Man, this is fun to see. For those of you that have only seen the last 2 episodes, you know, it looks like Brim is this sort of meat grinder. He's not been terribly effective at combat for most of our 30 sessions, but I think things are turning for you, Brim.
17 damage on this one.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm still rolling somewhat low.
All right, 2 mighty blows. He's bleeding heavily now. Still, he's got strength in him, but he's definitely hurt.
Why do you fight with these humans, Mongo? You should be with your own kind. Why choose humans?
Let's go to the 2 wolves. They attack, biting, and the first one, that's a 1.
Oh.
And then a 20, so no fumble, but a wasted 20. The second one bites. He clamps onto armor that's on the bottom of the ogre's calf. It's tearing, but it doesn't look like he's done any damage. Phineas is still frozen, waiting for a command from his owner. Now we're going to go to Lilith.
How far away is Gimbal from me, and would I have seen him get hit or no? He's too far for me to get there.
Well,
it looks like.
Yeah, he's definitely too far for you to get there. I'll pull up the double cams here again. He's definitely too far for you to get there, but whether or not you would have even seen, roll a d20 for me, please.
Okay, I'll roll an advantage as well.
Okay.
Also, DM, I just checked. We have received some advantages from Pat66. He gave all the players 4 and the DM 4 disadvantages.
No, Pat sent me a text. He said that was a mistake. He didn't mean to do that.
No.
I rolled a 19.
All right. So it was a 19 on the die?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, you weren't even looking that way, but you heard Gimbal cried out. Gimbal, go ahead, cry out for us.
I'm super proud of this one.
That's pretty good. Bravo, sir. You heard him cry out. Your head whips over, and you see he's got an arrow jutting from his arm.
What is this ogre in front of Brim wearing?
He's got a mixture of leather with plates of studded, metal on it, kind of mismatched.
Okay. Lilith will, just at the shout of Gimbal, she'll kind of turn her head, and for a split second kind of makes a decision of who she should help, and then turns to the ogre and casts heat metal on his armor.
Okay, and by the way, I'm going to say that was the right call, because what you also want to remember in game, and I could have let you make a roll for this as well, while you might know that someone took an arrow, you don't know the crit that just happened, you don't know that he can't cast anymore. So we want to be careful with metagaming, but then again, Gimbal crying out like that would be a cue, so I wasn't going to over-legislate that, but I do think it was the right call for you to stay in this combat and help Brim.
Yeah.
All right, so give me the DC.
That would be... One second. My spell save DC is 19.
Okay. And that's a will save, correct? Yes. Wow, I'm not with the saving throws today. Another 1. You see the plates that are attached inside the leather of his armor start to heat up with a red hot heat signature. What is the damage?
1 second.
And I'm going to have you add a d6 to that based on him rolling a 1 on the saving throw. This was a particularly effective heat effect that hit those metal plates. While she's figuring that out, make sure you're ready to go, Rin. I'm coming to you next.
Yep, okay. I'm just looking that up now. It's not showing up in the app, so I'll just have to look for it here.
All right, Rin, why don't you tell me what you're doing? We'll come back to that. Go ahead.
All right. Rin is going to. Rin's going to go ahead and again, he still has his divine focus disc out and begins to say some words, and you see Rin around him becomes a glow, and he's going to cast Sanctuary on himself.
Okay.
Which will any opponent attempting to directly attack me, even with a targeted spell, must attempt a will save. And if they succeed, if they don't succeed, then nothing happens to me.
Right. Got it. All right. Excellent. That's been some good spell casting. You're not doing bad with that as a new spellcaster, Rin. Good choices. All right. Back to Lilith.
The damage is 7.
All right. And did you add the d6 to that?
Yes.
Okay. 7 more points. You smell the singeing, burning, boiling flesh of the ogre. He looks down, confused as to what's happening to him. And now we're going to go to Elandra.
All right, so first, before she does anything else, she's going to whistle for Phineas to come join her by her side, and then
and by the way, don't feel bad.
really
I can never whistle when I'm playing D&D and streaming. I think it's just too much
I get
talking.
the dry mouth, so
I know. It never works for me either.
As soon as so that she'll do that, and then she'll do the thing that they saw at previous with the caravan. Thanks, Phantom.
No. All right, so for anybody that doesn't know, when you give advantages on this stream, every 100 bits is an advantage. I'm probably going to have to bump that up again because we're getting so many. It's a little bit unbalanced. But I'm not going to change that tonight. You give the player that advantage rule from 5e. You can also give them disadvantages by the same token, or you can give the DM advantages or disadvantages. There is one other feature of influence that you can have on the game, which is you can provide something like a restoration or an elixir of healing with that full 1,000, and we actually have one of those, which is currently in the possession of Elandra from a combat about 3 sessions ago. I think it was Pat 66 that gave her to her, if I'm remembering right.
I think so.
All right, so you whistle and like an eager bark, like he was just waiting, and he lunges forward. Are you directing him at all with the hand signal?
No, I'm just getting him next to me for right now.
Okay.
Because as he runs towards her, what she's gonna do is she's gonna reach back and touch her quiver, like she did the other day. The party saw her do this, but she touches her quiver and then extends the bow out, reaches her fingers forward and draws that shimmering green arrow out with her fingers and launches it into the entanglement, because that's a bunch of vines. So now they're going to be thorny and spiky.
Okay, nicely done. So you fire your arrow in, it sticks in the vines, and suddenly these vines, which were already grasping and curling, start sprouting vicious-looking spikes. The ogre that is down, you can't see him because he's behind the tree there. I'll temporarily move this cam around. You know, he's laying on the ground here behind this tree amidst all the vines. He lets out a feral cry as the spikes begin to dig into his flesh. Give me the damage.
All right, so D4 plus the entanglement, because there's some damage from the entanglement with the spike growth as well. 1 point of damage as well for the entanglement.
Okay. All right.
So that's a total of 4 points of damage from the combination of the entanglement and the spikes.
Got it. All right. It is a good combination, absolutely. It's some clever spell casting. All right, let's go now to, I think everyone's gone except for, is that everybody, right?
Call has not gone
Yeah.
either time so far.
Right. Because you know I'm good at forgetting my NPCs.
Yeah.
But actually, no,
hasn't gone yet.
I did have a plan for Call. So that was, you actually noticed that he had kind of disappeared. So you saw him there a moment before, behind you, Alondra, but Gimbal, you now note that all of those archers did focus on you, and as you cry, you don't see a sign of Call.
Real quick, I forgot the +1 from prayer, so that's actually 5 points of
5
damage
points.
from
Yep.
that.
Thank you. So you don't see a sign of Call, and you still don't see a sign of him this round. Now it is their attack. Sorry, go ahead. Gimbal. Oh, Gimbal, you didn't go. That's right, Gimbal.
Are the archers still focusing on me?
I mean, you would presume so. Yeah, they've got their bows. They see you standing. They would have no reason to change their target.
All right. With my Staff of Darkness in hand, I'll just thrust it pointing at them and cast Darkness on those archers.
Okay. So you put, what's the radius of that?
If it's just like the base spell, it should be
Uh-huh.
20 feet. It's 20 to 40 feet. I'll look right now.
Yeah, let's make sure we have that right. So these archers here atop this palisade on the right side.
Let's go with 20 feet. I'll look it up, but so we don't hold each other up.
Yeah, so I'm going to say, yeah, you're going to catch 2 of them in that along the palisade wall. And, yeah, so you see this cloud of darkness descends over the wall. You hear shouts and cries. You can clearly hear those 2 in front are confused. And even though the one behind is not caught in it, he's now staring at a giant cloud of darkness right ahead of him. All 3 of those archers are currently eliminated from the combat. All right, now they go. Brim, the one standing right in front of you, still with, whoa, hey, what's going on with the cam there? 1 second, let me fix that. That's a cool effect.
Man, I love the 1980s.
He casts Beastmaster.
Now, everyone, just please adjust the UHF antenna on your TV. That should fix it.
Oh gosh.
We gotta get the foil.
Yeah,
You gotta
tinfoil. I was gonna say.
stand up there.
Hey, I'm gonna actually have to turn the camera on and off. One second.
Gosh,
It-
I
it is
remember having to
20
hold
feet.
that freaking thing.
That is the job as a child.
Yeah,
That is
that's
your
right
job.
on your head.
There is-
Higher.
Stand right there. Don't move. Don't move.
Don't move, don't move, don't move.
I'm dead.
No!
Beg the TV, right? You 100%.
Yeah, putting your face against the static.
All right, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Brim,
Oh no.
I'll make you pay for this, Mongo.
he seems to love calling you that.
Yep. Yeah, I bet.
It's rude.
His second blow, you dodge the first one, but he seems to be adjusting to your speed. Thunk, you take a blow right to the ribs.
2 points of damage.
12 points of damage. Crunch.
Okay.
Is there any
it-
disadvantage because his armor's on fire? Or
well, it's not on fire. So he did take a penalty to his roll because he is in bad
And
shape
he
right
has
now.
the minus
And
one
He's
for
got the
minus
-1 for prayer, and I gave him an additional -1 for the discomfort of the burning armor. I mean, you don't have that happening to you, and just you're fine. But yeah,
I'm
my
fine
This
with
is
that.
fine.
my
This is
second
totally fine.
my second attack roll wasn't a crit, but it was a very good roll. All right, so now we're going to go to the archers on this side. They're going to fire at Brim also. Thank you to all of our mad chatters for the support and for the chat. One arrow does stick. Thunk. You feel it hit right in your trap between your shoulder and your neck, piercing painfully for 4 points of damage.
Oh, freak. Cool.
This orc.
Nope.
This orc here, he sees what's been done, and he moves to the side to avoid the entanglement. And you see another orc come to fill that area, and so it looks like they're starting to slowly come out, but they're not pouring out quickly. There's something that they're doing here sort of strategically. You still see no sign of Call, and you still see no sign of that ogre that was floating in the sky. Let's go to initiative again.
Alright.
DM has a 4.
Out on
No.
a date call.
on.
Yeah.
Come on, what'd you get?
5.
Yes.
Okay, all right, you guys are good with the initiatives today. All right, hey, no worries, Constructed Chaos. Don't slap that screen, it might stop working. All right, let's go to Brim again.
Question. Has that potion done anything for me?
Oh, you did drink that potion?
Yeah,
I had
he
drank it
did.
very
Yeah.
first
I
round.
forgot that. I thought you had decided not to when
No.
Elandra went forward to the, okay.
No, I sucked the thing from, yeah.
Yes, okay, we'll get to that in a second. Yeah, I'm glad you reminded me. I'd forgotten that you had done that. I thought you guys decided, because you went back and forth on your plans, and I thought that got left out, so my bad. All right, so Brim.
Cool. I'm going to swing at this Deuterino twice.
Roll to hit.
I've asked for very little in this life. That's going to be over 20 to hit, like 26.
Oh, that's a hit.
Yeah, 26. All right.
That's a
and
good solid hit.
Just so you know, I'm going to be rolling with advantage from the entire fight.
That makes sense.
Just as long as Brim stays alive, which
Yes.
we'll see. That is cocked. That is 18 points of damage for the first one. And then for
Roll.
the second one, if there is a second one.
Don't make any assumptions. Keep rolling.
I'm just saying.
It's all simultaneous combat, right?
So 19 on the die, plus a lot,
Plus a lot.
and that's going to be much better.
Yeah, they're both hits. All right.
18 again.
Yeah, so you actually had killed him with the first blow. So
Yeah.
I would
Can I
like
say something?
I would like you to describe it for me, please.
Thank you.
Jeez.
As I bring the blade forward, actually no, I want to go the samurai style again. He blocks the first one, gets hit by the second one, and looks up into his face, a little bit of blood coming out from his mouth.
Blood has never met comrades.
As he's going to shoulder check him, and then as he stumbles backward, cleave upward diagonally, carving from his hip all the way up to his shoulder.
Oh.
Get him.
This is my family.
As he yells out in giant through or actually probably in common through the whole crowd as he looks to his next target.
Okay. The spray of blood and gore, entrails slipping out of his body as you slice up, the stench of this ogre's innards everywhere. His eyes go wide as he stumbles back and falls into the soil. Now we're going to go to Rin.
All right, so Rin would have seen, obviously, the hit on Brim. And can I get close enough to touch Brim?
Oh, where?
Ooh, in the middle of battle?
Yeah, bring Astrid back. Here we go. Get cheeky with it.
No, no, no.
Yes, you can get close enough to touch Brim.
All right. So I'm going
And unlike
to
Gimbal,
rush.
you can actually get to like higher areas on him.
Oh.
Oh.
So I get, and I very quickly place my hand on
Where?
Brim's side.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, I know what you guys are thinking. Crazy. It's a rated PG channel. Come on, man. Puts his hand on his side.
No, we're solid PG-13, man.
And begins to talk,
prom
say
pose.
a small prayer, and while moving his hands in a specific motion,
Oh.
and he's going to cast Cure Serious Wounds.
All right.
Fitness.
Guys, the party doesn't know what to do with themselves now that you have a legitimate healer in the party.
This is weird. One
What
that's not
is
trying
this?
to kill us.
Good
Oh,
touch.
you're gonna like this. You're gonna take.
You're startled as you feel something touch, right in the middle of combat. You're gonna pull your hand up, then you see it's Rin, and suddenly you feel warm healing go into your body for
23 points of healing.
Wow, you bumped him. You raised the roof.
Greg said, "What is this tingly sensation?"
I look down and not make eye contact. I look down in the general direction and just.
I'm sorry. Way to break immersion, guys. That's right. Long combats like this can't stay that immersed the whole time anyway. You got to have a little levity. All right, so. Brim, you see him fall before you. You feel Rin's healing hands. The two wolves. What are they doing, Vivi?
What else is nearby?
Oh, we got a giggle fit going. Go ahead. So as you look, you see there's nothing right in front of you. There are the ogres or orcs that are coming out from the fort, but there's also all this entanglement now, which has spikes all over it in front of the fort.
Okay. If they can get moved to the nearest target that's not near the growth, obviously.
All right, you'll just have to send them up this slope then, and they can come up this side. They're fast. I'll give them that much travel. All right, and then what are you doing?
Has Brim moved at all, or is he just in his same spot?
No, he's still right there.
Oh, sorry to interrupt your eye contact, your deep eye contact. Lilith, will move with the wolves.
Okay. Well, they outdistance you, but I'll give you about.
Oh yes, because they're faster than I am. Correct.
Great. I'll give you half that distance. And let me focus that just a touch. And Gimbal, what do you?
Is that a rock? If that's a rock, then she'll obviously strategically place herself behind the rock.
Yeah, that's where I've got you.
There.
Yeah. Let me move this ogre so you can see. Get his dead carcass out of the way. So you're right behind this rock here as your wolves are scrabbling up over the top of the rock. What are you doing, Gimbal? Besides
first
groaning.
thing I'm going to do is pick up the stone.
Okay, you reach down with your good hand and you pick up the stone.
And sorry, John, if you could show me where the darkness went. I was trying to find the radius, which is 20 feet, so I didn't see where you were.
Oh, sure, huh? Yeah, hang on here. So let me go. This will probably be the view that'll help you see this a little bit better. So let me use my handy blue box dice back here. By the way, you guys think you have cool dice? I should show these. I got to shout out Carlos of Castle Entertainment. When he did the charity for cheetahs, I won a giveaway, and it's these cheetah dice. These things are, look at that.
They're awesome.
They're beautiful. All right, so we're gonna say this is a good 20 feet here to scale. So your darkness is right here over this. I'll just actually put it there for a second. Over the wall. Maybe I'll leave it there. It's kind of a low budget, don't prop, but it works. So it's right there at that edge of the wall, covering the third that's behind. You actually see him trying to scrabble back from your vantage point. Right, Extort?
So there's one directly in front of the darkness spell, correct? The one on the ground?
Yes, he's in front of it. Yes.
Okay. So being he's
This
right there,
Yep.
and I don't want to die, I will go ahead and try
And this is Gimbal here. So
to take pluck an eyelash out of my hand and reach into my sack as I think about the components, pull them out and rub them back into my coat and attempt to cast invisibility.
okay. I'm gonna have you make a So, and this does have a somatic component to it. So you bring that disabled twitching arm up. I'm going to have you make a concentration check, DC 24.
Okay. Oh, crap.
Wait, what's going on in the group chat? I see those looks on your faces, Terry and Elandra. By the way, so do the 154 people watching us right now.
Okay, so I'm going to use advantage.
Okay.
And my con is +0. Got a 5 and a 9.
Yeah, you rub, you try, but you cannot make the requisite motions with this disabled hand. It's so frustrating. This ability to cast arcane spells has been with you for so long. To have this suddenly bereft of you, it's a shock to the system, and it's super frustrating.
I still got my 10 feet of movement.
You do. That's a full round action, but you do still have your movement.
Who is the nearest? Is it Yolanda that's closest to me then?
Yes, absolutely. She's the only one that's close to you. Well, besides the orc.
Okay,
And Phineas.
I'll
Right.
run as close to her as I can get.
All right. Yeah, she's not moved, so yeah, you're getting right close to her. Okay. Evelyn.
Okay, I was gonna say I haven't gone yet this round, so so this orc that's not in the entanglement, I am actually going to have Phineas attack him, and I'm gonna fire an arrow at him as well.
Okay. So I'm sorry, you're saying which one?
The orc that's not entangled up here by the fort, the one that avoided the
Yes,
roots.
okay, the one that's coming over on this side. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll the hit.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll the hit.
So, do you want me to have Phineas go first, or do you want me to fire my arrow first?
Why don't you go ahead and fire your arrows first? And I never say this, but you're actually a touch loud, Evelyn.
Oh,
You were getting a little bit of clipping on the mic, so
Sorry.
yeah.
All right, I'm rolling at advantage.
Now you're a little too quiet.
That's fine, the sweet spot. I'm rolling at advantage. Woohoo! That's really good. That's a 30 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay. So then... 13 points of damage.
Nice. Thunk! You sink an arrow right beneath his breastplate. It sinks deep, too. That's a good shot. All right, Phineas, he's going to cover that ground, and yeah, with his speed, I'm going to give him an attack. Go ahead.
Awesome. So he has... So just one attack, because he normally has...
Yeah, he's only going to get one attack, because he had to cover all that distance, but he still gets that one attack.
And Phineas has some advantages, so I'm going to use one of his.
Yeah, best boy.
Okay. That's my Phineas die. Ooh, that's good. That's a 24 to hit.
All right, so to this point, I've done all of the snarling and barking and panting for the various canines. I'm going to let you, this is not a kill, by the way, but I'm going to let you tell us what this sounds like as Phineas is attacking.
Okay, so he charges up. He's like, no, you're getting too close to my girl. And he goes, and like just latches onto his arm and like tries to pull it back, tries to take some like flesh off of his arm.
We just lost 10 viewers that were frightened by that. Yeah, so he does. He clamps down with his jaws, shakes his head, his chestnut fur rippling with muscles underneath. And that is everyone this round.
And his damage, I'm rolling the damage real quick.
Okay.
14 points of damage from that bite.
Yeah, that is a vicious bite. Wow. Phineas actually grabs hold, rips out part of the orc's hamstring. He's in bad shape now. As Phineas does this, you see something erupts right next to Phineas, leaping from behind the tree. You see Call, he's got sand and some bits of vine that he's pulled that he clearly is expert at subterfuge and hiding in this type of terrain. As he leaps from behind, he lets out a cry, "You will hide is there!" And as he leaps forward with his twin scythes, just because this is everybody's favorite picture, let me just remind you of what Khal looks like in all his glory as his twin scythes spin. The first one, a little bit too distracted coming out of the hiding spot. That's a miss. Second one, that is a nat 20. Khal has his first crit. Let's go, Khal! As we consult the ever mysterious Tim crit tables. And by the way, the question has come up a couple times. It came up in our Discord. I also have the one, I believe Green Loon Term has been sitting for a long time in my Discord wanting to know about getting your hands on these crit tables. That will be coming. Tim and I have talked about that. It'll only be when he's got it ready in the way he wants it. But it's I'm pretty sure he intends to make these more broadly available, especially because they've been advertised so much on my stream. Yeah, okay. With his second scythe, Khal catches him the orc right in the back of the neck, slices open right down into the bone of the vertebrae, and he slumps over dead. You see another orc here that runs along the edge. He was right behind the first orc. And let me get that up. He runs along this edge. They're avoiding now the entanglement. They're not that stupid. And you see another orc fills his place. These two on the battlements fire at Brim. And Brim feeling a little bit better now, right? Thanks to Rin.
But that's why you rolled 2 nat 1s.
Both arrows miss. The second one actually would have hit friendly fire, but that guy's dead. So that resolves all of that. Oh, wait. No, it doesn't.
But wait, there's more.
The ogre mage.
But wait, there's more.
Nope, I don't like it.
I don't want it.
I don't like it.
Brim.
And that ends today's session.
Yep, I knew it. I knew it. Flippity dip and knew it.
No, we're not ending the session yet. Well, I don't know, maybe we are, but not that way.
Maybe for me.
Right? You hear a crackling of energy right behind you. And you hear it as well, Rin. As you turn around, you know what you're going to see before you even look. You see, no, not Khal. You see that massive ogre blue with his strange garments on, and he's got twin elements of electricity that are floating between his hands, and beady black eyes are looking right at Brim as he throws a lightning bolt. Right at Brim. Brim, your eyes go wide as you see it coming straight toward you. It is of great power. You're going to roll reflex save for me after the break. All right, so now, as we go to break, our one and only break today, and great job by the players with the combat so far. This went a little better for you than I thought it was going to after the way you approached this place to begin with. Who did the art? Okay, so this art, let me go back. This art is ganked from the internet. So I don't even know who did that, but I don't charge for this stuff. There's no paywall here, so you can use that kind of stuff just to show. But the other art, this guy, Khal, this was created by Frederica Draws. And she does a lot of our artwork here on Blue Box. She did all the character artwork that you see, the DM artwork that you see there as well. All right, so for giveaways, before we go to the break, reminder, one, we have the Tuesday night giveaway for the grand prize here for GaryCon, which is our original 1979 red box or Blue Box basic edition. It's got the cool dragon art on the front. We're also giving away a Blue Box mug tonight, which is this guy right here, new in a box. Let me show this to you. If you don't have a Blue Box mug, you're gonna want one. It's a cool mug, and it makes your coffee taste more fantasy-based. There's your Blue Box mug right there. We'll give this away tonight. And based on our viewer count, there you go. Show off those Blue Bug mugs with pride. And then I'll show you, I've got a Mantic Games item that we're going to give away tonight because we haven't given away a Mantic Games item in a while, and we haven't done one here during GaryCon. So you're going to want to hang on tonight and see how our players finish up with this combat, if they survive as they make their assault on the Slaver Fort in the Pomars. Blue Box will be right back.
Okay, well, since we are on break now.
Oh, you're going to get your birthday cake out.
Oh my goodness.
All right,
I've
but
been
we'll
working
keep
on
our...
my chest as of late, so my pecs are looking especially pointy. Like
I
the
appreciate you kept the
mountains.
suspenders on.
Yeah, okay.
Shirt
I'm
off,
actually- I was
suspenders
planning
on, the
putting
tie
like,
on as well.
Yeah, the
too,
bow
which good
tie.
luck.
I'm gonna switch to the bow tie, so I'm more harnessing my chip.
Thank you for the dad joke, Robert.
Terry is my Dale.
Oh, okay.
Eat the cake. What kind of cake is it?
Walmart cake.
What flavor is what I meant?
It says yellow.
It's
No, it says vanilla.
What yellow flavored?
What does yellow
Vanilla.
flavor taste like?
Vanilla in America.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's
A
like
yellow
butter.
cake is-
It makes it yellow because it's a lot of butter in it usually.
Can't see it. Oh.
That's a lot of frosting.
Invisible cake. Invisibility cake. Ooh.
No, Bloodwild, you don't eat yellow snow. That's the first
Oh.
rule of snow.
Oh, that's the second
Never
rule. The
eat the
first
yellow
rule
snow.
is give your friends the yellow snow. Back where I grew
I
up, it
want
was.
cake now.
Yep. Enjoy me as I eat my cake. I'll send you guys a piece.
My piece will be disgusting by the time you
Yeah.
I know,
Actually,
right?
why
Yeah,
don't you
so
s-
payback to those like
Save it for
security
lunch.
people. They're gonna
I'd
be like,
rather, I'd rather ketchup chips. Go ahead, send those to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
okay, here we
You
go.
guys
First bite.
chip chips.
Sorry, I know you guys gotta go to the bathroom and stuff like that. Dumb stuff like that.
Happy
There we go.
birthday to you.
To
Happy
you.
birthday to you.
Happy-
Happy
happy-
birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy
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 birthday.
birthday to you.
Hap,
You
hap, hap, hap. Okay.
birthday.
Why are you blowing on it like it's a soup?
I know. Is it hot?
The frosting's like just in a puddle at the bottom of the cake because it's just too hot to have it
Is
on
that
there.
a super hot one?
Yeah,
Yes, we
I put
always leave our
peppers.
mics live on break, if you guys are wondering. If you're new
Yes.
here, we always leave our mics live, and usually, I would say about like 90% of the time, we have always talked about food
Yeah.
for some reason.
As well as dinosaurs.
and
very
dinosaurs while John
shenanigans.
is gone.
And then a little bit of no.
What is that, Rory?
Oh,
It's
oh.
invisible.
Pecans.
Oh, it's
The
pecans.
bag of
I love
pecans.
pecans.
If it can't.
Pecan?
I tell you,
Pecans.
pecans.
Pecan.
In America, we can.
No.
we don't.
Pecans. Pecans is absolutely the correct pronunciation.
I was making a pun.
That's not even up for debate.
I'll be right back.
She's like, no. No.
Everyone just shot me down.
Everybody in the chat, are you pecan or pecan? I don't
I
even
don't
know
know,
how you
just
would type the
pecan.
Yeah, I
difference.
was gonna say, can you spell that differently?
Yeah.
Pecan.
Pecan.
Dash. Yeah, see? Pecan.
And there's pecan.
There's pecan? Pecan?
Y'all don't want to see my
Pecan.
pecan.
A pecan. There we go. Pecan. I would like one of the pecans.
Pecan.
Welcome everyone to Pecan.
Pecan.
Pecan and pecan.
Oh, that's a new name of
Pecan.
Blue Box Con.
Pecan.
Sorry, John.
Do you know when
it's
you
pecan.
say things so many times it just loses its meaning?
Or it looks weird. Like you write it so many times, it just looks like you're writing it wrong.
I think
Yes, but it's
Babushka's
right.
getting there.
Babushka.
Babushka. Oh
Babushka.
yeah.
Wrath of the Khan. To pecan.
Oh, Wrath of
Pecan.
Khan.
I need
Pecan.
That's how Khan should be spelled now.
Post a poll like aunt or aunt, not pecan. Pecan.
Hey, is anyone hearing like a wind or a high gain sound
No.
during the game?
Nope. Not
No?
high.
Can you guys hear Rory?
Yes.
No. Apparently not,
Okay, I
because
want to get a snack. You guys
I
are
screamed and Lilith didn't help me.
well, debatable. I had to choose
Debatable.
between my two best friends, my two remaining best
Yeah,
friends.
seriously. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I'm still remaining after this.
I know that's what I mean. I don't know how far away you
Hey,
are from me.
You should say something.
What?
Remind about the potion.
Oh yes, the
I'm going
potion,
to.
potion.
I'm gonna see if it somehow gives me 80 plus 8p. I'm actually not looking horrible on HP, but I definitely feel like this lightning bolt is really gonna hurt.
Yeah. Saying, just don't ever ask how it was made, okay?
Gimbal, that was so good. How would you make that?
Well, I think he actually wouldn't be overly happy with it.
Nope, Brim would not be.
Music's loud.
You're loud.
No, no. Natural 20 said music's loud.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just letting John know.
Well,
Can't
John's
even
not
hear any
here.
music.
He has
John's not
speakers
here,
all through his
man.
house. He can hear us.
They usually have the computer on upstairs.
John's not around anymore. He can't help you.
Oh
All mine now. But I love Ren. Just
Did you
to say.
almost drop
What
it
is
like
a
it's
mom?
hot?
Drop it, drop
Deacon.
it. Do it, do it, do it. Let me hear
Don't
it.
worry. Rin loves all.
Drop that mom joke. I want it. I love it.
I guess it's too late now. It didn't make any sense.
Like your mom.
Hey.
I realized I didn't eat lunch, so I should nibble on something till I can make my bulgogi tonight. I'm having bulgogi tonight.
Bulgogi is so good.
Bulgogi is so
Ah.
yummy.
Gogi is so good. I'm gonna eat cake in the meantime, though.
Yeah, I'm with you,
Maybe-
Terry. Hey.
Hi,
I
Jenny.
made my marinade last night. It's been marinating.
She was just
all
trying to
day.
like sneak in. It's like do-do, 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 do-do,
Yeah,
do-do,
Terry, I'm in the
do-do.
same boat as you
Right?
about the snacking thing, but I realized between being flustered trying to look for the darkness spell and then closing out the most frequently visited sites on my, so I lost it. I was like, oh, piss. Then I got flustered more, right? So then I lost focus of everything going on. So between that and eating pecans, I look angry on camera.
Well,
Pecan.
Yeah, you did.
Ferocious pecan eating.
Ferocious.
And the
Aggressive
camera's above
eating.
me now, so I'm not looking into the camera as much.
Yeah, that actually happened to me last time when I got the little. Oh, there's the amazing mom. Bye, mom. But that happened to me last session on Thursday because literally I now with my beautiful new computer that Magic helped me build, I got the little notice set from Twitch, and it was like, "Congratulations, welcome to affiliate." And that's why I was like, for a part of the stream, I was just like, eyes glazed, focusing on something else. I was like, "What? No." And then John was like, "You know what? Nah, this is a good time to kill Brim." So,
Yep.
You know, I just got all your ship name shirts made up, and then
Yeah.
Billy dies, and
Yeah.
Sherwin and Winston is gone, and then
Gimbals.
Brim's about to die
yeah,
too.
Brim's about
so
to
now
die.
Wait,
They're
was
just,
that?
they've just
did
turned
you mean
into
to say that?
memorial shirts.
It's
Gimbal
just gonna
was-
be a solid black shirt by the time it's over.
You're muted,
Can't
John,
hear you, John.
but that's nice.
We love you too.
Yeah.
And the mate
Aw.
disappears.
So
I get a
wonderful.
vorpal sword? What?
Yeah. So I was going to say to all our fans, everybody got one of these shirts from Vivi, the player behind Lilith as a PC, and she made one for each of them with different slogans on and different their names on the sleeves. And then as soon as she did this, like the player started dying. It's just I don't know. It was
Oh, yeah, started.
It was like the same effect as like going through 3 weeks of painting your favorite mini, and right when you get it done, that character just seems to always die. All right, so we're gonna do our first giveaway tonight, which is the Blue Box mug. So you go over to our Blue Box channel, and you're gonna type !Gary over in that Blue Box channel, and we'll run this giveaway before we resume the action. So it's gonna happen right now. And then while we're getting prepped for that, and don't type !Gary here.
Hold on 1 second, guys. I don't have the keyword in yet, so you're gonna have to wait. Okay, now do it.
That's what I said. I told him to wait till you did it. And yeah, pop it in there when she has it ready, and we'll be doing a giveaway of this beautiful Blue Box mug. Then later on the stream, which there's not a whole lot left in the stream. This is not one of our 5-hour streams. We'll be done right around 6 o'clock tonight, and that'll give you plenty of time to grab dinner and get ready for the great conclusion to GaryCon Greyhawk, which is Lord Gazumba with an all-star cast. I'll bring that up in a second here and remind you who he's going to be talking to. Now, The grand prize giveaway tonight, of course, Tuesday night, we've already talked about, we're doing the basic edition box set for all followers that followed during GaryCon. They'll be eligible in the giveaway. Tonight, we're giving away this terrain crate set, the Torture Chamber. And it is a super cool, this is from Mantic Games, one of our great sponsors. We use a lot of their stuff on our table. And look, 21 pieces of equipment for torture. And yes, I did use some of this on Gimbal. And so this is a super cool set. I thought, because I've got some of these, I don't have all of them, but I thought about keeping this for myself. I say that a lot, but it's true. I keep giving away things I like, but I figure, well, I'll give them to the fans. And so we'll give that away at the end of the stream tonight. Now, I'll tell you what I'll do. If anyone that's eligible in that giveaway, and I'll have all 5 of the players doing a roll-off for that, can guess either one of my Easter eggs that I asked about today. So the first was Elisar, the reference, and I'm just going to give up on that one because I'm thinking that's too obscure. No one has gotten that, I don't think. And so I'll tell you what that is. If you go to the A2 Slavers module, which we're not running that, but it's sort of the next stage of that. It's influenced or inspired by it, if you will. It has a freed slave that is referenced early on. It's page number 5, and her name is Lady Morwen Elisar.
Antiquitous got it.
What's that?
Yeah, Antiquitous.
Oh, Antiquitous did get it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's
I
go.
actually sent him the answer.
Oh, yeah, you sent him the answer? That was so nice of you, Josh. All right, so Antiquitous. If you are among the ones that are selected on the roll-off for the grand prize giveaway today, I will let that person roll 3 d20s for you, because you get 1 for the roll, you get 1 for the, because you're a sub, we'll get a third, so it'll give you an extra advantage on the giveaway. Did anyone get the second one? This should be easier. Hey, Sorrow's Tale, good to see you. The second one, which was, what was the reference in the final scene of yesterday's one-shot, Blue Box Open one-shot, in that room right before the party figured out how to get through that mirror portal? There was a reference there that was kind of an Easter egg. Did anyone figure that one out? Give you just another second. Do we have people typing in the chat on the other side?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep. Got a bunch of people entered.
Okay. And I'll wait. Got nothing for guessing the Easter egg. I thought this was a fairly easy one. Okay, so let's do the giveaway, and then I'll tell everybody what that second one was. I thought surely someone would get that. All right, so the winner of the Blue Box mug tonight.
Rolling now. Boom. Extort.
Yeah.
Oh, Extor, congratulations. No, not with Erebus. It was before that. All right, so in that bedroom scene, well, that sounds wrong. In that scene in the bedroom, when they were speaking with dead, the gnome cast Speak with Dead. When he conversed with the skull of the long dead Viscount, the password that was given to activate the portal was his wife's name. What was his wife's name, Rory? You remember?
Snowball.
Gail. Gail is Gary Gygax's wife. So that was Gary Gygax. The name of Gary Gygax's wife was the name I used for access through the portal. I thought somebody would get that because it was a little too obscure. But all right, so here we go. Back to the action. We've done our giveaways. Now, from the rest of the show, you can go back into our chat again, type !Gary, and you'll be entered in that giveaway for the terrain crate stuff. And remember, anybody that follows us, you're eligible on Tuesday night for the grand prize giveaway. Players, any questions before we resume the action?
Potion.
Yeah, about the potion, the
That
frostbite
Brent
potion.
Drake.
Yeah.
Round 1.
We'll see what happens with that, shall we? Okay, so as this massive bolt of lightning arcs into Brim's chest, and Brim, I need you to make a reflex save for me. This reflex save is going to be a DC 20 reflex save.
For all those that know, I have a reflex save of +1, but because of the amazing prayer that Ren has done, I have now a +2. I'm rolling with advantage, to say the least. Nope.
Only +2?
Yep.
That stinks.
All my other ones are. No, actually, only my fortitude is good.
All right. You feel electricity course through your body as it strikes you dead square in the chest.
And does it do more because I'm wearing half plate?
No.
Okay. Just DM to DM. I love it.
Yeah. No.
Just because we're used to 5e, Josh.
It's a reflex save, not a dex check.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I
You
said
wanna be
reflex save.
below, like he wants a low number, right?
It's not a
No,
dex
no, no, no,
check.
no, no,
it's
no,
a
no, no, no,
reflex
no.
save.
No. So,
Yeah,
so
you
guys,
said 20.
whenever we're doing statistical checks, a strength check, a dex check, a con check, you're trying to roll under that number. Whenever we're doing saving throws, reflex, will, or fortitude, you're rolling over that number. All right, so you take 48 points of electrical damage as electricity courses through your chest. Are you still conscious?
Yep, still conscious.
All right. And now he is standing right behind you. You smell the crisp of burning brim flesh in your nostrils, Rin, as you're standing right behind him. You hear this happening behind you, Lilith, and Brim can't even let out a cry. It's more of a kind of a as his teeth grind together. And now we go to initiative.
All right.
Can I get a win?
Oh.
I think you already got a win with that electric light.
Yeah, I got an initiative win.
Good.
Tried.
I'm not feeling good.
You're not looking good.
With,
Crispy.
with that malevolent glare in his eyes, the ogre Magi, he pulls back, he smiles at you, his teeth are pointed. He's got just this, all kinds of arcane runes scrolled across his skin, and he holds out his hand towards you, and let me see what nefarious thing he's going to want to do to you. I should have had this ready before the break, but I was having a hard time finding my giveaway item. It took me an extra minute, so sorry everybody. Should have been much quicker with this. Ba-ba-ba. And he... There it is, that's what I was looking for. All right. Brim, I'm gonna need you, as he looks at you, I'm gonna need you to make a saving throw. This is gonna be a will save. And this, what? This will save is going to be DC 18.
Is it for fear?
No.
Boop. Well,
+1 to your save.
yep, that's all I get.
What, your will saves are that bad?
I have negatives in
wisdom.
all stats other than intelligence, strength, and con. So, here we go. Okay, so 18, I've got to roll a 17, or an 18, 19, or 20, with advantage.
Come on.
Why roll?
That is a 17.
Oh,
Because of the prayer, I save.
That's pretty clutch. So as you feel, after punching that electricity right into your chest, the mage, he then turns his hand. You feel the tendrils of his will trying to grip your mind, and your joints begin to freeze and seize. But you manage to resist it with the force of that brimstone fire in your blood. But even as you do, you feel that fire goes out, and the blood cools.
Oh, finally.
And you suddenly feel your body metamorphose, not into the monstrosity of the frost giant that the blood was taken from, but this elixir that was created by our very own Gimbal. You see Brim takes the form of a slightly smaller frost giant, still about 3 feet bigger than he was. The eyes of the ogre mage go absolutely unbelievably wide. Like what he has seen, he has never seen before, and he did not expect this coming from this party. And so now we're going to go to the remainder of them. This orc who came running out, here, and let me switch back to both those cams so you can see him. He goes straight for Phineas. Phineas, who's standing over the body of the orc that was just slain. You'd think I do this stuff on purpose, but I don't. That's a nat 20 on the die. And let's go for the confirmation.
His AC is a 23.
A 20. All right, that is not a critical hit. But his blade bites down into the back of Phineas. Suddenly, that beautiful fur is stained crimson. He takes 6 points of damage as the blade cuts in on him. The two archers atop that other wall actually, I think, and just to show you again what Brim has just become. So let me give you, this was Brim, this is now Brim. What Brim has just become, there's going to be a morale check for these basic orcs here. So
please don't aim at me.
What's that?
I was like, please don't aim at me.
Huh?
Gimbal would be.
You see this one, right, who's coming through the door. He freezes in his tracks, his eyes wide, but he does not flee or move. Pat, to the wolf, thank you. This one of the two that's been firing arrows at you, when he sees you suddenly change shape, he literally leaps off the parapet into this nearby tree and starts scaling down the tree. This one gives him an orcish curse and steps forward and still fires his arrow. And that is a hit. You're a big target, and he's flanking you because he's firing at your back. You had turned around to face the Ogre Magi.
Do I get more HP?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not telling you what your HP are now.
Sorry.
But you do feel, I won't call it a pinprick, but it's like you got stabbed by a very small needle that strikes you in the back. And now we are going to go to the party, and let's start with you, Brim.
Okay. So how good am I feeling right now?
You feel too enraged to feel anything. It's almost like a berserk nature has come over you.
Beautiful. I look down at the ogre mage. What sort of did my greatsword grow with me?
Yes, like everything, you have all of your equipment, everything's sized up.
Oh yeah, I'm going for this ogre mage.
Roll to hit.
Why are you looking around? You're looking around like that's a bad idea.
No, roll to hit.
Out right now.
Roll to hit.
Gosh dang it. Okay, I'm using advantage, as one does. And that is a 13 on the die. I would usually add plus 13, but I don't know what to add.
Yeah, I don't. I like that. I look down at the ogre mage is not an expression often heard. That is very, very true. You thunk your blade, and what I'm going to have you do is just go ahead and roll 3d6 for me. I'll make all the additional bonuses.
Okay. That was 8, 9, plus 7, 16 damage.
Yeah, but not 16 damage. All right, and roll your second attack.
Did you add your +1 from the prayer?
Yes, I
as
did.
well?
Yes, I did.
Okay, roll your second.
Second one, using another advantage. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. Another natural 13. Plus,
All right, both of those hit. Roll your damage on the second one.
Come on, baby. Come on. I love you. I love you. I've done nothing to hurt you. I love you. A little bit better. 18 damage. 19 damage.
19 points of damage. All right. Well, one thing about Ogre Magi, they are powerful, but they don't have a ton of hit points or a great armor class. Brim, describe it for me, please.
Yes!
All right. So, as I drank that potion at the beginning, I've been waiting, and I know my trust in Gimbal. I would not doubt him unless he runs off on his own. But then I just doubt his health. I look down at this ogre, or I get blasted from the back, or in the chest, whatever the freaking happened. I get blasted, and as he turns, feeling like he's about to fall, but he grabs his blade, looking back at his friends, his family, and not even noticing the change as it grows. He just keeps his eyes locked to that ogre mage and says,
I will hold the line.
as he flips his blade around and he drives it down Excalibur style straight down into the ogre.
Okay, that is your second anachronism. No more. But well played. You cleave him literally from the crown of his head right down through the crotch. You slice him in two. Blood just splays everywhere. It's a complete dissection. You actually see all the ogre magi organs quite clearly now, and both halves of him split away. With this, the remaining orcs turn to flee. Ah! You spin around. Lilith, your dogs, they leap, your wolves rather, they leap on this one as he tries to flee. I'm going to give you 2 attacks. I'll let you roll them, please.
Okay. I'll roll at advantage for both of those.
If they go past, what is
A
my
19
range?
for the first one. And an 11, 12, plus.
Yeah, that's going to be, that would be a miss, but he's actually turning to flee, so you're flanking.
Okay.
That's a hit. Roll the second one.
That a 19. I got the 19 for the first one, and then a 12 for the second one.
Oh, okay, so that's one of them hit. Roll that damage.
Okay.
My mini is fighting me here.
That fight is 1d6, right? 4, 5.
Okay, yeah, so now, by the way, I've done it. Thank you for the subs, City Guard. I've done it. I made Evelyn do it. Guess what? Now it's your turn. What does your wolf sound like?
The one wolf will, as it's fleeing, will kind of come and try to grab him in the calf, I guess, and he'll just and like bite him right in the calf.
Yours was much more endearing. Evelyn's was quite scary.
He's a nice wolf.
Yeah.
He doesn't mean to hurt, just to maim.
Okay, he does not kill him, but he's got a hold of his flank now, and he's kind of pulling on the breeches on the back of this orc as he's trying to run away. Similarly, this one tries to sprint away. Both Phineas and Call are going to get an attack on him. So go ahead and roll for Phineas.
I would love to do that. All right. Okay, so yep. I'm gonna roll this at advantage. Come on, Finn. That's a 24 to hit, 25 to hit.
Yeah, a fleeing orc, that's a definite hit. Everybody type !Gary over in the blue box chat to be eligible for our Mantic Games Terrain Crate Torture Set giveaway.
19 points of damage!
19 points. All right.
2d6.
Well, let's allow Phineas to tell us what that looks like.
he doesn't speak. We'll see. He's this orc that just hit him and drew blood. He is coursing with rage at this thing. His fur is standing on end, and he is fully bearing down on us, and he sees him turn to run, and he's not going to let him get away. And so he just launches at the back of his neck. His paws go up on his shoulder, and he just tears at the back of his neck, with jaws like clenching on either side of it. Just rips back.
All right, and so a beautiful kill for Phineas. Call, he actually was already swinging both of his scythes. They stick into the back of the orc, but it's already falling, and he kind of gives Phineas a look like, you know, I'm going to do my only anachronism of the night. Think Legolas and Gimli, when the kill gets taken away by the other. Yeah, he looks a little bit distraught that that's been lost. Everyone else, I'm going to let you take, we're not in initiative now because they are in full flight, so just tell me what you're doing.
All right. Well, Alondra's gonna, because she saw her wolf get injured, she's gonna run up to him and she's going to use a one of her healer's kit uses and just tend to his wound.
Okay. All right. Rin?
Brimble, quickly reaching into his pack to grab a component, remembering he's got this arrow blazing pain in his arm. Instead, yells out, "Brim! Ah! I got one more gift for you!"
Brim's gonna turn and head towards Gimbal angrily, but not angrily.
All right.
The ground shakes.
Dunk.
More than usual.
As you're taking these steps, all the steps get smaller and smaller and smaller. And already within just a matter of seconds, the effect of this potion has diminished, and you feel deflated and extremely weary as you return to your normal size walking toward him.
I kind of stumble a little bit as I get used to proportions.
What?
Okay, real quick, as an OOC, I want you to remind me, Rory, at the end of the stream, I'm going to talk about the mechanic of how we're doing this, so it'll help you.
Thank you.
But go ahead, continue, Brim.
What?
Are you over by me now, or?
Yeah, he's
I don't know if they're still there, but where the darkness is, there's a couple. Here's a. Switch it to the other hand. Grab the stone and just throw it. It's like the barrel.
Alright.
And I'm gonna aim not for the top, because I do not want it going over the wall. I want to try and aim for like the center of the wall, trying to just destroy that wall itself.
Okay, wait. So to be clear,
Yes.
and let me pull back up the wide angle here so we can make sure we're all talking about the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the darkness, which was cast, which was kind of very jury-rigged together here with this dice sack.
No, that looks like darkness.
Okay, good. It's there. So are you saying you're throwing it at this, or you're throwing it at the front gate?
Oh, not at the front gate. No. At where the darkness is. If possible, I would like to try and go over by where you're. Actually, wait, I'm already there. I'd like to step forward a few steps, so if I can try and get it in a line of that wall.
Yeah, getting here to him, you're kind of already there. So you just take a couple steps. You've got an angle.
Cool. Because I'm really trying not to. If there are, Brim's thinking, if there are slaves or civilians inside, he does not want that rock going inside.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
So Brim, it's an easy task for you. The rock is a small rock in your hand. You fling it. Gimbal, what's happening as he flings it?
So it'd just be a small bead, a quite small rock pebble in his hand, and he throws it as it zips through the air, suddenly hitting the wall. Correct?
Yeah.
Yep, hitting the wall, and suddenly what was a small pebble in Brim's hand expands into 1,600 pounds of granite, which is a 10-foot square cube of granite. 1,600 pounds of rock expands with forward momentum into this wood wall.
It is a daunting sight as this boulder slams into the wall, doing a massive amount of damage. Splinters go everywhere. There are cries that come from inside, and let me see just how bad this was.
The only time battle music we're excited about. Usually we're like, no, I don't want the battle music. And then we're all like,
I'm just really hoping no civilians are hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, that would mess them up.
The shatter it's a tremendous noise as the entire wall is crushed. You hear the cries of two orcs, both of them dead beneath that wall. Splinters spray out. I need a reflex save for Phineas and for Call.
Am I
Well,
close enough too since I moved to?
Oh wait, no. Where did you move? I had you still.
I moved to Phineas to heal him with my healer's
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I didn't move your mini. Absolutely, this. I need that reflex save from you as well.
kit. Okay.
And
I'm gonna do both of mine at advantage then.
okay, and I'm not gonna break my terrain here for your benefit, but I will kind of create a breach in the wall there that you can see. And
Phineas got a natural 20.
okay, that's nice.
So that's a 29 for him.
Okay. All right. And then for Call, so you're still going to take.
Alondra got a 24.
Okay, so you both made your saves. You each take 3 hit points. You see, Call gets stuck by a little bit larger chunk of wood that's come out. Dust goes everywhere. You hear cries from the inside. What's going on now?
Can you zoom out?
Rin, do I still have those temporary hit points that you gave me? How long did that last?
That was from.
Hey, question in the chat while you guys are talking. I think somebody asked about the cameras that we're using, if I'm right, because I saw somebody say Brios, it looks like. So yes, and you can, I think we have it up where you can chat in the chat and see the different equipment that we use or command. If we don't have that, we will get that up. But yeah, I've got 3 Logitech Brios, and then the guy over here, let me switch this so you can see. So when you're seeing this angle, right here, and this angle right here, which is actually the best, looks the best, it's the crispest. That's because when you're looking at that, what you're actually seeing that through is that Canon DSLR. It's got nice optics on it, and I'm using an Elgato capture card to take that signal and bring it over to the system. So it's kind of a combination of different cameras that we're using.
Gotcha.
All right,
It would have been 5 minutes.
What's
So 5 minutes is how long it lasts? Okay.
Yep.
all right.
So we only had 5 rounds of combat, so
That's right.
25 seconds. Okay, so
That's
still
right.
up.
So what are you doing?
So, Rin's gonna immediately rush over to see if he can find anybody injured under the rubble.
All right, Rin, as you go rushing over, the wolves that you have, they're still attacking. This guy, go ahead and roll for both of them. Vivi?
Hey. At advantage for both.
Okay.
19 for the first one,
That's a hit.
and 18 for the second one.
All right, they both hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Six for the first,
Okay.
7 for the 8. Sorry, so it would be 7 and then 8.
Yeah, they drag this orc down to the ground and they savage him. He is dead. Rin, as you move up, you see the wounded. You see both Ilandra and Phineas and Call have all taken some damage, but none of them look seriously hurt. You hear the gurgling and groaning of some dying orcs, but otherwise it is silent except for the little bits of rock that are still crumbling down where everything has been unstabilized on this wall.
Can he get to the orcs as well?
There's a couple orcs that he could get to potentially. All right, so let's take a look at these here, depending on what you're wanting to do. So the first is you have one right here that was being savaged by the 2 wolves, right? So he fell, and he's right in front of you as you're running up this hill. Inside, you'd have to get in the fort, either crawling through this breach or going through that front door, which is now open.
Oh, the front door's open now.
Yeah, it was open the whole time. They were pouring out of it.
Oh, gotcha. I'm not gonna go near the one with the wolves because I don't know those wolves.
Stranger danger.
Where did they even come from?
So I'm gonna go then over to the front gate and try and peek inside and see if anybody's injured in there.
All right. So Rin, you're moving over here. Motes of dust still flying. What are you doing, Brim?
Brim is going to go to move forward and just feel his entire body like just hurt so much, and he's going to be so tired. But he's going to lean on his sword and make his way to the front gate and try and get there.
See if there's anyone inside. Help them.
All right. Well, you still have the entanglement effect here.
Okay.
That's still lasting. So you're smart enough. You're going to walk around. What are you doing, Lilith?
Lilith will look for Gimbal. Just knowing that he obviously got hit during the battle, she will go and find him.
Okay. And Gimbal, you're right here. You see Lilith coming towards you. What are you doing?
Yeah, Lilith, you'll see me moving towards the mage with a rather disdained both look on my face of a scrunched up face, a slightly angry, as well as expedient movement, holding my arm, keeping the arrow as still as possible, but moving towards the mage.
Gimbal, he's dead. Just hold on a minute. Come here.
What's up, Lilith?
That doesn't look very good. Just with Lilith, could I roll a health check to see if I would know if I should take out the arrow or not?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. At a advantage, please.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
17 total.
Yeah, I mean you can tell it's embedded in the arm. It's impeding his movement. But you've seen enough of these orc arrows. They're barbed on the backside, and they're going to do a lot of damage if you pull it out.
Yeah, okay. Perhaps we should get that looked at, Gimbal. I don't think pulling it out is a good idea right now, but...
Lilith, I don't think pulling it out is ever a good idea. And I'm going to start moving towards the mage again.
Before you go, she'll cast Cure Light Wounds on you and follow suit.
Okay, all right.
At least let me come with you. And before you go, and she'll grab your arm and cast Cure Light Wounds for 10 points of damage? Or 10 points of healing. Sorry, not damage. My bad.
It was Lilith the whole time.
I am the real big bad evil.
Oh man, that would be so hardcore.
Imagine.
Okay.
Ruse. I'm working for Halia. Just kidding.
Oh.
All right.
I never cared about Millie.
So you head over after being healed, and you see both parts of the body of the mage as it's been split in two. You, Rin, as you look through that front gate, you see the destruction is widespread. Some of the tents have been crushed by the boulder, and also even though he tried to aim it, it was, again, 1,500 pounds of force or of weight hurled like a small stone. It was incredible destructive force. You see twisted bodies of orcs, even a couple of ogres everywhere. You do also see, as you look in, and I'll switch this cam and show you, you see there were a pair of humans and also what looks like a half-orc perhaps that were in chains against this piece of the wall, and their bodies are twisted and crushed amidst the chains.
All right, so I'm going to rush over towards them.
Okay.
Specifically the humans.
Okay. All right. And what's everyone else doing as you see Rin run inside the fort?
Alondra and Phineas are going to go inside as well, not knowing if everything is clear, so just wanting to assist and help protect, knowing that Rin would try to be aiding anyone.
All right, so are you going in through, again, the breach here, or you're going in through the front door?
Yeah, she and Phineas could make their way around through where the breach is in the wall.
Okay, yeah, you're right there. All right, so you start climbing up that. You see Call does the same, and he moves with pretty smooth grace as he goes up the wall as well. And as you both reach the top, you see the same thing. You're now looking down on the scene that Rin has just walked over to. Twisted among the many bodies, the orcs, there are some figures that were chained here to this wooden structure on this side of the wall, just across from the tent that you saw when you were in shape change form. It still glows with those same lights I referenced earlier. You move to check the bodies, Rin, and two of them are dead. It looks as though one, you can see his ribs have been crushed. There's blood coming out of his mouth, but there is still a thread of life.
All right. Question is how far away is Brim from me right now?
Brim is, you can't see exactly where he was, but he was a good 20 feet behind you, and he had to go around all of that, the entanglement. So he's still here. He's not in the fort yet, doesn't see this.
Is he within 30 feet?
You wouldn't know.
Oh, okay. And Alondra hasn't come in yet?
No, Alondra is so this is, we'll call this simultaneous action.
Right.
So she's coming up as
Okay.
you see this initially.
Okay, so I'm just gonna yell, Alondra, gather everyone here as quick as possible, please.
All right. So then, when she hears that, she will immediately just turn and try to shout out in the direction that she remembered seeing everybody. Everyone, quickly, come! Rin needs our help!
All right. Yeah, you're all within earshot to hear this. So each of you tell me what you're doing. Specifically, I'm talking to Lilith, Brim, and Gimbal, who are outside the fort.
I'm going to do a thorough search of the mage before I head over there.
All right. So you just begin searching the body. You, Lilith.
Lilith will just turn her head in the direction that Alondra is calling, and kind of just motion to Gimbal. Gimbal, whatever you're doing, hurry up. We gotta go. I don't know if they need help or not. Do you need help looking?
Yes, if you want to help, but we know that we ran into this stuff before, and there's likely something here that can aid us over there.
I'll take this half. You can take the other.
Okay.
So
He was
is that
gonna
top
have,
half,
was he
bottom
not?
half, or left
No, middle.
half, right?
Left and
left
right.
half, right half.
Yeah, it's left half, right half. He came straight down the middle with that shot. Okay, Brim, what are you doing?
Brim's just gonna continue on inside. He's trying to come help, and so of course, if he hears a yell for help, he's gonna hobble his way over there.
Okay. All right, Brim, you move. The door is large enough you don't even have to crouch down to get through it. And as you come through, you see the same scene I described a moment ago in terms of the broader fort, devastation. You know, even you, when you let go of this rock, you didn't realize, you know, the amount of force and power that would be created by this rock as it was, you know, hurled with the speed of a small stone and then turned into this gigantic boulder. And you see several of the tent structures are twisted. A couple toward the back are fine. The boulder now sits in the middle of the fort. I should have put that there a second ago. Sits in the middle of the fort, and you see there are bodies, but not as many as were here before. It's clear some of the orcs fled. You can see some scrabbled out over walls in the back of the fort. Some leapt off, but still, it seems like from what you saw earlier, there should have been more. You see Rin also, he's hunched over something in one corner of the fort.
Once I see Brim come in, and he's within 30 feet, I'm going to holding my symbol, start to say a prayer under me, and I'm going to channel energy, healing. So everyone within 30 feet will receive some healing.
Okay, so that...
Including the figure that I'm attending to.
Yeah, I figured that was your primary. So that's everybody in the party with the exception of Lilith and Gimbal. And what are you doing with those wolves? Are they still there, Lilith?
Yeah, they'll stay around. If there's nothing to attack, then I would like them to come to my side.
Okay, and then that's exactly what they will do. All right, go ahead and roll your healing, Rin.
So that is 8 points of healing.
All right, yeah, so everyone, that Brim, Elandra, Phineas, Carl, all
Carl.
all get the healing. Carl looks over at you and just gives a nod. What are you laughing about? No, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. We got like 150 people watching this. What?
No, Evan keeps putting this Carl meme in our group chat.
Oh, Carl,
it just kills
no.
me every time.
Carl.
I know it's Carl.
I know you know. I know, I'm helping everybody else.
Carl.
All right. The man that's laying there, I'm going to have to make a check for him. This is pretty much a mortal wound. But you know, he was basically peasant and not in good shape. He coughs up blood, but you do see he seems to stabilize. He puts his hand to his side. Oh, thank you. You're a healer. Oh, poor Jin. What happened?
Rin's gonna look back at Elandra and then back to the figure. I'm not real certain. I know that there was an explosion of some sort, but we've come to find any humans still alive here. Do you know? Are there more? Are you the only one here? Are there more that we can find?
I'm the only one that's left with these. Well, I guess I'm the only one left now. There were many more of us. Carl speaks from the top. Yes, there would have been many more. I saw many taken here. Where are they? Always, they would go into that tent and never come out. And he motions toward the tent with the lights.
Question, John.
Yes.
You said the two that, quote unquote, are dead.
Yes.
Did you say one of them was a child?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I said one it looked like not a full blood, like maybe a half orc. Looked like he had some orcish to him. They're both adult males that died. The other was a human male. All you could tell they were slaves. They had threadbare scraps of clothing. All looked malnourished. All chained to manacles. And it was a human and a half-orc that looked like they were crushed by not even so much the rock as it was this piece of the palisade wall that came down on top of them.
So you would say they're below 0 hit points?
Yes, I would say they're dead.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I tried.
Yeah, I see. No, I mean, I don't want to describe it graphically. These are civilians, but yeah, they are splashed.
So I'm gonna look at. He pointed to the tent, right?
Yeah, he nodded with his chin.
Okay. Stay here. I'll be back. And Ren's gonna walk towards the tent.
All right. So as you head toward the tent, you walk around the large boulder that now sits in the middle of the fort. That leaves Elandra, Call, and Brim. Brim, you see this, and we're going to switch over quickly to Gimbal and Elandra. As you search, I'm sorry, yes, Lilith. As you search the body of the fallen ogre mage, you see he has a great sword that he had not even unsheathed yet, that still sits in a black sheath with a black pommel. Then you see he also, Gimbal, you recognize this cloak that he wears. It was magical. It was a cloak of protection, but it has been destroyed, split in twain by the huge blow from Frost Giant Brim. You do find, though, he has a pouch on him, and that pouch is filled with coin. And you also see that he has a potion that is strapped to his belt and a ring on his finger. But that was you and Lilith both found these. You guys can pick which half of his body the ring was on and whatnot.
Lilith will take the ring off of the dead orc's finger, and she'll kind of just flip it to Gimbal. Gimbal, heads up! And as you see the ring, like, kind of flip through the air. I found another ring. Do you want to see if you know what that is?
Yeah, I'll take a look at it a bit later.
Okay.
I'll let you know what it is, and I'll go ahead and put in the coin pouch, the potion, I'll hold the ring for a second, and I'll slide the sword also into the sack.
Okay. All right.
I'll take the... Is the cloak hard to get out? I know it's ruined. Is it hard to take off?
No. Have you ever, like...
Have
you ever only had one sleeve in a shirt and you just pull it off? It's...
Okay. So I'll throw that in there too, and hopefully study it or something later.
Yeah.
And the ring? Yeah, what's up, Lilith?
Hmm?
Where
Oh,
is-
no, I was just going to say if she notices that you're taking off the cloak on the one half, she'll take the cloak on the other half as well.
Okay.
Bundle it up and give it to you.
And I'll slip the ring on in a good old Lilith fashion.
Wow, okay. All right, you slip the ring on. As you slip it over your finger, we're going to go back to the scene that I've been trying to avoid for a few minutes now. Brim, you see, as I have described previously, that unintentionally, but certainly, what was done, there one man lives, two lie dead amidst the also twisted bodies of the orcs that were underneath this side of the palisade wall.
Brim would have entered and kind of coming to the call. Feel the healing and kind of is looking around and feeling a bit confused, like you said, because he was looking for where all the rest went, all the other fighters, all the other slaves, and those being taken. And he's kind of going to be chuckling to himself a bit, just looking at all the good done, all the evil that had been put to rest. And as he comes up over behind Rin, and he looks down, he sees the one guy that's kind of leaning up. He's like,
You were able to save one. Good, huh?
and he's going to look over and see the other two. And he's just going to start kind of breathing a bit heavy. He's going to step back a few steps. He's just going to drop his great sword and just kind of step back a bit and lean against the palisade. His eyes do not leave the two, though, or at least where they're at.
Okay. All right, everyone else except for Gimbal and Lilith, you see this. You're moving toward the tent, Rin, so you're kind of just peripherally aware this is happening. You have a front row seat to it, Alondra, as does Call.
Brim is rubbing his hands against his thighs, like there's something on there that he can't get off. Instinctually, a hand comes up to the neck and starts almost digging into his neck as scratches start to appear. It looks like he's looking for a way to get out. Blood starts to trickle from his neck now. He's still grasping at it.
Alondra's gonna move towards him. Brim. Brim, stop.
What?
What are you doing to yourself?
What happened to them? Are they dead?
It looks like it.
From the rock?
And he like slumps against the palisades as it possibly shifts a bit. His hand is now rubbing against his face, feeling the tears as he pulls back his hand, feeling like he sees something else dripping from him as he's shaking.
Alondra's going to look back at Phineas and gesture him towards her, and she's going to lean down to him and quietly say, Go sit with Brim. Just sit with him.
With neither the menace he's capable of in combat, nor with the lolling joviality he does playfully, almost, again, the intelligence of this beast never seems to be consistent with what you would expect from a wolf. He senses the moment, and he just moves quietly and hunkers down on his haunches next to Brim.
One second, can I add something? Just so Brim's sitting, like, completely sitting down, right?
Brim's leaning against.
Phineas then would probably lay his head on Brim's lap as a way to, because, you know, anytime that Alondra felt sad or needed that, he would always lay his head on her lap. So because she's asked him to do that, he would do the same thing for Brim.
Perfect. And that's sort of what I was thinking as well. I was going to have Phineas kind of slowly, so that's awesome. So he sits on his haunches, and then after a moment, you do feel his muzzle over on your thigh.
As and just DM to player, as Brim starts to see this beast, this animal, this creature move towards him. He's gonna see the courtyard in his mind. He's gonna see the sewers, and he's gonna see the creatures. He's gonna see the blood on his hands. And as you see this creature coming towards him, he's going back up. No, please don't come near. And he's just gonna back up, hitting against the wall, pushing himself away. Just, please, I don't want to hurt you, please. As just tears are streaming down his face.
Yeah, would Gimbal and Lilith be able to hear him from where we are?
Yeah, when he lets out that cry, you know, he's got a booming, bellowing voice. You can all hear Brim.
Lilith will drop everything that she has by the mage and just beeline it to wherever he's at.
Okay. You see Lilith just starts running, Gimbal.
And I think we had already put everything in there, and I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna run hearing Brim's cry, and I don't know if it's gonna work because my stupid arm, but gotta find it here. Maybe there's nope, there is. I'll reach into my pouch as I'm running, my gimp arm holding open the flap, my other arm reaching in, thinking, grabbing the component as I'm running, massaging the copper wire in my fingers as I start to cast message to Brim.
Okay, so yes, every step you take, pain jolts through your injured arm. It feels like a hot knife just continually piercing through the muscle and against the humerus. You're going to make this attempt. Again, make that concentration check I referenced earlier, please.
Okay. Also advantage. I don't know if it does any good because it's +0. I got a 16 and an 18.
Yes, you do manage. Through the pain, jostling as you run, you feel the thread of mental connection touch Brim, and though normally emotion is not conveyed through this communication, there is such power of emotion coming from Brim. You feel a shockwave of confusion and anger and sadness all coming back towards you.
I will stop completely in my tracks, overwhelmed by this unusual feedback, and drop to my knees, trying to focus, drop to my knees. Brim, holding the wire in between my fingers. Brother, remember, and feeling of the same concept of Squeaks and myself. Just remember, and I begin to think of the little girl that we saved. The time that he took and spoke to her. And I just remember, and I go over little details. I only get like 2 sentences, so just I'm focusing on that. And remember her. Remember what you did. And I'm stuck. I'm frozen in that spot.
Okay. Lilith, you're seeing all this. You do continue forward. You come up from behind Rin. You see Phineas is there, hunched over next to him. Rin, as you approach the tent on the other side, you can get this close. You can hear there is a pulsing that accompanies the change of light as it moves from amber to blue. There's a resonance that you can feel coming from the tent.
Question on that.
Uh-huh.
Can I, with my aura, can I sense if it's evil?
You... you do sense evil from the tent.
Okay.
What so that is, you're not sure.
Right. Once I sense it. Elandra, I need your help over here.
Right, and so hearing him cry out, she'll kind of glance at Phineas, seeing that everything is kind of okay as much as possible at the moment, and she'll immediately go towards Ren.
All right, as you do that, you see Call. He casts a glance at the ogre, or pardon me, the half ogre Brim. He casts a glance at him, but clearly just not knowing him well, not sure what's going on or why he's reacting this way. Call walks past. He gives a quick nod to you, Brim, and he simply says, "It is not your fault. There's no way you could have known." And he moves on, and he moves over toward where Rin is at.
Ren, what is it? What did you find?
The tent with the lights. Something in there. I don't know what exactly, but something that is not good.
All right, let's go back to Rory, Lilith, and Brim.
Lilith will enter the area and just would she just kind of by looking around being able to piece together what's happening on her own?
That's a great question. Yeah, not at first. You're confused. You heard Brim cry out as you run up behind him. You're first looking to see if he's been injured, but yeah, it doesn't take a great leap of intelligence or discernment to see the twisted bodies of the slaves where the collapsed palisade crushed them. Also, the one the human is still alive. He's standing there. He's not saying anything. He's just watching all of this and still holding his side. And it dawns on you what's happened.
Is there anything around that Lilith could use to cover the bodies with? Blankets, anything?
Yeah, I mean, there's flaps of fallen and crushed tents. You can cut some strips off of them.
With that, she will kind of just take a glance at Brim before heading towards her. She'll take whatever kind of tent or something and just kind of lay the bodies nicely and cover them up. Check in with the guy who is okay. Are you okay, sir?
Yes, thanks to that healer. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of these chains.
We'll help you. Just give me a minute. Would I be able to do a health check on him to see if he needs any more, or?
Yeah, you don't have to roll for that.
Okay.
You see, like he's received the divine healing necessary. Like hit points are maxed out, but as I play, like certain types of blows, significantly concussive damage. Those aren't things that you just bounce back from because somebody got you, 5 hit points, right? So he's in pain. He's definitely hurt. He needs rest, but there's nothing further that can be done or needs to be done from a divine healing perspective.
And you said he's still in chains. Is Lilith will just kind of take a look at his chains and see if she can help him out at all?
Yeah, so they're iron manacles, and all 3 prisoners were chained to each other. So his right leg, his 2 hands are manacled together, and his right leg is chained to one of the dead bodies.
Okay. Okay. I don't think I have anything that could help. She'll kind of just get him to sit down. We'll figure out something to help get you free. I don't have anything in particular that could help you. Just sit down and wait a minute. And she kind of, after she kind of tucks away the bodies, she'll head over to Brim. What position is Brim in currently? Standing, sitting?
Brim's now sitting. He was leaning against the wall, but when Phineas came over to him, he fell backward and just started pushing away with his hands out, and now he's just arms behind him, just staring at Phineas, at the bodies that were then covered up. And as you covered them up, he's just eyes on where they were.
Lilith walks slowly up to Brim as he's sitting down. In true Lilith fashion, no words are spoken. She places both of her hands on either side of Brim's head, and she tries to lock eyes with him. If he tries to dart away, she tries to kind of just position her body so that he isn't allowed to look around her.
As you grab his head, he's still doing the same thing, and you finally lock eyes, and he hears Gimble's voice. And he hears this whole thing, and his eyes, which were just gone. Just 9 mile stare, absolute, just glazed over. He hears it, and you start to hear a bit of a rasp, and then finally his eyes meet with yours.
And as his eyes meet with Lilith's, she will rub her ring and turn her skin into the same color as Brim's skin color as well. So you'll witness this change in front of you as you're making eye contact with her. Her skin completely changes to the same gray skin color as yours, and never breaking eye contact. As soon as that change is complete, she will close her eyes and pull her forward. Bring your face close to hers and bring her forward to touch foreheads.
Touch foreheads, and you feel the large arms pull around you and just pull you down if you let it.
Yes.
down into his chest, and his head falls over top of yours, kind of like back in the Welcome Winch.
Yep.
When he hugged you and Millie. And he'll just be sobbing, and you'll feel the wet fall onto the back of your neck, and he's just repeating,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I don't want to go back. Please. I'm sorry.
And Lilith's one arm will be around at the back of his neck, and the other on top of his head, just kind of rustling through his hair, and just kind of consoling him, again without words, but just with an embrace.
I'm so sorry.
All right, we're going to cut back. Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying that's all. That's all he just keeps repeating over and over again.
All right, we're going to cut back over to Rin. As you're standing there, you hear the footsteps of Alondra come up behind you, and you see Call walking over from the other side. Call walking with a practiced caution. He keeps both scimitars in his hands, just kind of twirling them gently and looking around. You still hear that droning sound coming from the tent.
Can I cast... I'm going to do it. Detect magic?
Yes, you can. As you concentrate a moment, yes, you feel strong magic. In fact, you feel two distinct sources of magic. Even as you do this, you hear a voice come from inside the tent. That's far enough, friend. Step back.
Rin's going to look at Alondra. What do you mean it's far enough? And you say friend, but you asked me to step back.
You hear a chuckle come from the tent. I stayed behind just long enough to give you the message. She knew it was you. She felt you coming. She did not know why you were here, but she knew you. You are not to follow. You are not to meddle any longer. She knows where those you love live. And, oh, are those tears I hear coming from the ogre? Brim, I think she said his name was. You still don't see a face, you just hear the voice emanating from inside the tent.
Who is this she you speak of?
Oh.
We don't know anybody who would have any interest in us beyond our acquaintances.
She doesn't know you. She knows the gnome. She knows the weeping ogre. And she knows the dirty elf. Simply say this. They'll know it's true. Pursue further, and everyone you know in Hamlet will suffer the consequences. And oh, tell the simpering ogre we have Father Aaron. And then you hear a sound that emanates from inside the tent. It's the sound of strong magic, and the voice goes still.
Rin's gonna look at Alondra. What have we gotten ourselves into?
I don't understand. What? Who? I think there are some questions that we need to get answered.
Rin nods. Let's head back over to the group and see what they might make of it.
See, Carl, he's kind of He's poking his head inside the tent. He's very curious about what's going on in there. He doesn't follow you as you walk back. You walk back and you see the scene has changed somewhat. Phineas is now just still down on his haunches a couple of feet away just watching. And you see Brim has embraced Lilith in a bear hug, just rocking back and forth against the standing part of the palisade.
And when we get back over, Alondra will move to stand at Phineas's side and look at the others. I'm not so good with emotional moments, so... But, we just, encountered somebody there was a message from, someone you might know. He said she, and there was something about, Phineas, I'm trying to remember. It's something about that if we kept pursuing, they would hurt everybody you knew in Hamlet, and everyone you care about, and that they had someone called Father Aaron?
It was very powerful magic coming from the tent. They told us not to follow.
Then this surely means we must follow. You hear Carl's voice as he walks up from behind. There is still something there. It looks like a circle in the ground of light. This must be where he went. I can see... it looks like a forest beyond.
There's a circle in the ground that goes to the forest?
This is what it looks like to me.
Ren, have you ever heard of magic like that?
Halia is full of powerful magic. Lilith will kind of just look down at Brim to see how he's doing after hearing that, and then also kind of be looking around to see where Gimbal is at this point.
I don't really particularly mean to be rude, but I feel like we're being not informed of some important things, and I would really rather know more fully what we've gotten ourselves into. Who is Halia, and why does she want to kill everyone you know and care about?
Is Gimbal there?
Yeah, so soon after the spell was cast, after a moment of just sitting there frozen, the pain of the arrow kicks back in as the connection is lost with Brim. And I make my way in, and at some point, I'm not sure when I enter, but yes, I make my way in.
Okay.
She'll kind of look to Gimbal to kind of give them an explanation, as she's kind of busy with Brim right now. Gimbal, you have the most experience with Halia.
What? Yeah. Can you explain and show me what you're... And I'm like grabbing my arm that an arrow is sticking out of it. Can you explain to me what happened?
Rin's gonna see the arrow sticking out. Oh my, what happened to you? And he's gonna rush over to Gimbal.
And when he asks to explain what happened, there was a tent over there, and there was strange lights coming from it. Ren said there was something evil from it, and there was someone inside that spoke to us and said that she, who would know you, the three of you, and that she was, if we kept pursuing, then she would hurt everyone you care about in Hamlet, everyone else you care about, and that she had someone called Father Aaron. And then Lilith just mentioned someone called Halia, but that literally means nothing to me, so...
So, John, here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Would I have knowledge of how to remove that arrow in the safest manner?
Yes, you absolutely would.
Okay. So I'm gonna look at Gimbal. If you stay still, I can remove this and help you a little bit. Is that okay?
Yes. I mean, I'll try.
Okay. So Ring goes and as gently as possible removes the arrow, knowing that even so, it's going to cause a bit of pain in the removal.
All right. He reaches in and he actually, you feel a grind as he moves the head of the arrow. He pulls it as much as way he can, but you feel it scrape across the bone. He angles it. He snaps the feathers off, and he punches the arrow through the backside of your arm so that it falls all the way through, sucks it out. Gimbal lets out a scream of pain.
And immediately as the scream happens, Rin places his hand right where the open wounds is and begins, closes his eyes, begins to say a few words, and uses Cure Light Wounds.
All right. You, as you're still, it's difficult to concentrate. In fact, go ahead and roll a d20 for me. Make this a basic con check, Gimbal, so you're going to roll under your con. This is to see if you maintain consciousness as you have an arrow scraped across your bone and punched through the backside. That's not the kind of pain that people just shake off.
Advantage?
The healing hits almost immediately after.
I want to roll low, right?
Yes, you want to roll under your constitution.
So people might not shake off, but a gnome does. Because I got a 2 and a 5.
Okay.
Especially a gnome that has died and come back to life.
Yeah, that's a whole long story for anybody that's new. Things like Raised Dead and Resurrection are very rare in these games. It has happened one time in this campaign, and it was a very interesting circumstance. You can go back and watch that episode. It's on our YouTube. Gimbal, you managed to hold your consciousness through the healing.
Well, that feels better.
And you take 6 points of healing.
Sweet.
Feels better.
Call walks over. He looks at first like he might want to lay a hand on Brim's shoulder, but then just seeing the demeanor of the half-ogre, he pulls away. He says, "This is not your fault, my friend. There is no way that you could have known, and there are many more that can be saved by your actions than are lost. These are things which happen in war, and make no mistake, this is war."
And Brim, he was still like holding Lilith, and then Lilith got up, staring down at him, and still with that just kind of looking her up and down, just kind of not a gasp, but just still like a child, very much like a child, just looking at her for the first time, just confused, unaware. And then right as he hears Gimbal scream of pain, he's going to snap back. His foot's going to drop under him like he's learned in training so many times, and he's going to get himself in a position to get up, and he's looking around for where Gimbal is. And he sees, and he drops back down onto his knee with his other leg out in front of him, positioned to be able to do like a front lunge upward. And he kind of seems like he's calmed down a bit, and Call says that to him, and he looks up.
That doesn't make it any easier to handle, though.
And he's going to stand up and kind of brush off his eyes, and he's going to lightly, like confused, touch his neck where there's still a little bit of dried blood or blood trickling.
Sorry, I heard the name. What did you say about my dad?
Call is kind of stepping back when he sees you get to that sort of lunge motion and your hands. He still doesn't know you that well, and he just kind of takes a few paces back away from you.
Father Aaron, this woman has him. She knows you.
Yes, she knows us all, and knows me fairly, you could say. And I touch my ear and grab the missing finger and pull the shirt, showing scars on the neck, and now, and then the throat and the spear and the now scar on the arm. We know each other quite well.
Who is she? What is she to you?
Someone that just needs to die. She's the leader, or at least an orchestrator, of a group called the Dark Brotherhood. The chains that you saw in the fashion crossed on the shield. This organization.
Would I, DM, would I know of this group?
Let's do a...
I was gonna ask the same thing.
Yeah, do a knowledge religion for me, please, both of you.
Okay. I'll roll at advantage.
With advantage. Oh, that's a natty 20.
It's a dirty 20.
Yeah, a pretty well-known organization that operates throughout the Flanness, always to nefarious purposes. You have both before seen their sigil. You recognize it on some of the insignia. It's not on any of the common orcs, but you can see that there is a cloak which was ripped off of a body was stuck to one of the pieces of the palisade that had fallen through. Someone was wearing a cloak that had this symbol on it. And I'll pull it up for everybody to see on the view.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to notice the blood on Brim's neck, and I'm going to rush over to him next and look at him. And I'm assuming, Brim, you're still pretty beat up from the fight.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to look at you. And, do you mind if I heal you a bit more, friend?
He just nods, looking kind of towards your chest.
And so...
No, I don't mind.
So we're going to cast Cure Serious Wounds again. And that'll be 18 points of damage. 18 points of healing.
That's what I said to Gimbal.
You feel,
I said damage. I'm like,
again,
I mean healing.
powerful warmth comes over your body. Rin is clearly adept with this divine healing, and wounds heal. Pain and blood kind of disappears from certain parts of your body.
I know that's not everything that I can heal, but I hope that's enough for now.
Fine. Thank you.
As he kind of pops your chest a little bit with the back of his fist. And he walks over a bit more, a lot more put together, and he picks up his great sword and puts it back in the sheath.
Brother, how are you?
And Brim will hold his fist down to Gimbal.
Better. Thanks, brother.
Always.
As Brim acknowledges Gimbal, the healing of Rin, rightly acknowledged, it touches the wounds in the flesh, but cannot touch the wounds that clearly reside deeper in Brim. With each passing day, more and more chapters of his story become apparent to those that have traveled with him for some time, while the newcomers to the party are befuddled at times with the behavior of this half-ogre. The decimated ruins of this fort lay testament to the power of the Wayward Bolt, even in their new construction. and yet also the acknowledgement that, as in all such things, there is loss and pain. Halia continues to plague the wayward bolt, a torturer, both in flesh and in spirit. She seems to be taking an intentional and very purposeful approach of effort to break the wayward bolt, to take each member and either separate them from physical life, or from sanity, or from loyalty. While none of you can know this, for our viewers, know that Halia rejoices in the death of Millie. Halia cackled at Shorewind falling away, even as she had broken Uthar. She watches each of these men, supposedly of nobility and honor, crumble beneath the pain that she and her efforts inflict on them. She has enjoyed taking piece by piece from this little gnome, and hopes to do so more, while she feels that she will have nothing more than to use Lilith as a willing rube, as she once did when she carried a scrying device with her without even being aware of it. And yet there was nothing more pleasing to her than to see that Millie, that smart-mouthed, smarmy, thought she was as beautiful as Halia was, wench, got her just due. And Halia, this night, laughs. And with that, we will stop for the evening. And no, that is not Ashran's cousin. Stop that. Stop that. The Ashran hate is not right.
It totally is.
They picked up on that. Good viewers.
Bravo to our players. Fantastic job. The combat, like I really was worried tonight because you had a frontal assault on that I had not expected to go well. But a combination of effective rolling and really great spell use, I thought that really turned quickly in your favor. Rory, we're going to talk about that potion that you created, and I want to kind of go through some of the mechanics. I also want to talk about a couple things that happened here. So we're not going to quit just yet. Stay with us. We've got about probably 10 minutes left. We're going to prep for our giveaway. The giveaway is going to be over on the Blue Box channel. You have to go over there and chat. While you're there, give us a follow. And we're giving away this terrain crate. How appropriate, the torture chamber set of terrain crate. You too can have a rack. And you too can have an Iron Maiden. And you too can have a guillotine and all kinds of fun torture. I thank you, Tim. Torture items, thank you, Constructed Chaos. And thank you. Yes, it was a little cold, wasn't it, Jake?
I forget
come
who
on.
said it, but earlier they said gimbal tested, Ashran approved.
So I'm sorry I missed that. Thank you, Patrick. So this giveaway, go over to Blue Box chat. Don't leave this. You open up a separate browser. Go over to Blue Box chat and type in !Gary, of course, in honor of the great Gary Gygax. All right. Now, while we're getting ready to do that, let's talk through a couple logistic things that happened here tonight, because I think it would be good. Thank you, Adventurous Narravitas, for the follow. We appreciate that. And some of the things that happened today. So first of all, I want everyone to know, especially Brim, that was not an arbitrary DM sort of do something mean to you thing. What happened when, if you'll call back to last session on Thursday, and let me switch the cameras here, when Lilith came up in her shape change form, her druid shape change form, she came to this side of the fort and she peered through this opening right here. And I described what she could see from this vantage point. She specifically was looking for humans. I think you even mentioned looking for slaves or humans. I can't recall exactly, but that's my recollection.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Where you were looking here from this vantage point, you could see the orcs, you could see that glowing tent. If they had been on this wall, you can't see where I'm pointing. If they had been on this wall opposite the side, you would have seen them. They were on this wall behind this tent. This is where they were chained. And as you now know, slaves were one by one being taken into this other tent and vanishing through whatever portal that was. So those slaves were there, and it was just a function of time and circumstance and chance that you happened to hit that exact spot. Rory, it was a fantastic use of that spell, which you've done a few times now. with the giant potion, what you're creating with your alchemy, you're new to the alchemy, it's going to be dangerous. I might tell you that you're successful. You may not know for quite some time what exactly that effect was. It is just as likely you might have turned Brim into a, let's go Mike Disney, Frost Toad, or you might have done something else to him. Now, so you were successful, but then there's also duration and potency. So when you rolled that the last time, I jotted my notes. I made a roll here for rounds of the effect, and the more you do that, the more facility and experience that you will have with it. But also it's one of those things where you're sort of playing with fire when you're messing with magics that you don't really fully understand. And there will be some time, think of it like teleportation to a place you've never been, right? There's a role with that, and the less familiar you are, the more likelihood you wind up screwed in a place you did not want to be. The same thing is true with the magics that you're dabbling with in your alchemy. I had something else I wanted to say. Any other questions on what happened? I know there was something else I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember it now. All right. To all of the players, thank you so much. The role play tonight was fantastic, especially, kudos to Brim. Bravo, bravo. Like, I didn't think you would get me, but it was the point, it was kind of the latter part of I forget exactly what you said when you were talking about sort of your time, and you could see that you were back in your time as a slave. I actually felt myself getting a little choked up and to pull it back together. But that was really well done. I thought the interaction between the players was great. And thank you so much to all of our fans and viewers. We are going to give away our Mantic Crate set, our Terrain Crate set for Mantic Games. But I also want to give one last reference on the evening for the grand prize giveaway on Tuesday, which is this D&D Basic box set from 1979. It's got all the original stuff. It's got the book. It's got the original chits that you could use if you didn't have dice. Sometimes it's called prison chits because people could play with these if they couldn't use dice in prison. You have the postcard you could mail in. You have the original advertisement that was in there for the Game Wizards. You have the dungeon, the dungeon module number B2, the Keep on the Borderlands, one of the all-time classics that came in the original box set. This is, I'm quite confident, the coolest giveaway that's going to happen with any D&D stuff on Twitch this week, probably this month. And you can win this on Tuesday night if you have followed us in the last 5 days during GaryCon. So that includes any followers tonight, and will include any new followers on Tuesday night. You'll all be in the raffle Tuesday night for this box set. All right, Evelyn, are we ready with our giveaways?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So here's how we're going to do this. If you're new to Blue Box, it's a little bit different style. For our big giveaway at the end of the night, we don't just do the random Nightbot giveaway. We're going to do 5 names, and each of those 5 names will tell you who they are, and then you will be rolled for by one of these players. So each player will go, and since we're not doing Stream MVP tonight because we can't do the poll and we can't do the vote, I am going to ask each player as we come to you while we're getting ready for we're getting for Evelyn to roll and figure out who you're rolling for. I want you to introduce yourself, not your character, and talk about any of your socials or where you can be found, and then also anything that you would like to say to the Mad Chatters or to your fellow Blue Box group here as we conclude a whirlwind 4 days of GaryCon. And I'm going to start off tonight with, go ahead, Rory.
Yeah, I was going to say, can I just have a couple minutes before I got to hop off?
Sure.
So yeah, my name's Rory. You can find me on MeWe, on that social platform. As far as like anything to you guys, like it's just been amazing. I ended up hopping into the Saturday?
Yeah.
Yes, Saturday one shot, right? So here Thursday, here Saturday, then here again today. I've been been playing with John now for quite a while, and it's just been a blast. And seeing the community, the interaction, it's a lot of fun. The different jokes and feedback, and over in the Discord, everything is it's a lot of fun.
Well, thank you so much. Well said, Rory. And who will Rory be rolling for?
Rory will be rolling for Mystical Unicorn Painting.
Hey, let's go, Amanda! Not only a great fan, but a great participant, a great artist. I've mentioned this a few times, but if you saw this frost giant, I even showed him again tonight. She painted this and gave it to us here at Blue Box, and he's made a few appearances on our channel. And so you're going to be rolling for her, and I'm going to let you go ahead and roll now, Rory, so you can go ahead and get on the road, and we'll record your roll. But I want to thank Rory as well. Again, he did the intro video, which is incredible. He put hours and hours of time. He was in both, Greyhawk Awakening sessions, which now adds up to about 8 hours and 10 minutes of live stream time, plus a 5-hour one-shot yesterday. So that's 13, 14 hours of your time, which I bet is a drop in the bucket to the time you put together for the Millie Memorial video, for the review. Like, just so much you have done for us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Rory, give us your roll.
Amanda, I got you a 10 and an 11.
All right, we've got an 11. All right, now let's go to Vivi. Same question.
Oh, hello. My name is Vivi. You can find me at the DM's Quest on Instagram. That's THEDMS.quest, QUEST. I paint miniatures, dabble in terrain, DM, do streaming. I don't know. I'm really like the worst at like advertising for myself. I'm the absolute worst. I'm a permanent judge and Discord mod for a terrain building competition, a monthly terrain building competition. So if terrain is your thing, come check me out. I think that's it. Is that all? That's it? That's all?
Yeah, or anything else you want to say to your fellow Blue Boxers or the fans?
Oh, yes. So thank you, Phantom. I am the Beholder Queen. Just mildly obsessed with beholders. Just a tad, a little bit, not too much. That's totally a lie. I love my BlueBoxRPG family. Playing every Tuesday is absolutely amazing. I think the character development, it's just a really...
Keep talking. I'll be right back. I want to grab something.
In general to play with, and I love them. Oh yes, also I'm Canadian and I'm obsessed with coffee. Thank you, Cat66.
Other notes.
Yes, and I think the match have been one of the best things ever for this stream. You guys are absolutely amazing, just in commenting and like being active in the chats. Absolutely like mind-blowingly amazing fan art like that happens like live, which freaking blows my mind. That and it's such a trip to have something to be RPing and then to see that go from RP to like actual physical art form live blows my mind every single time. You guys are absolutely amazing, so love you guys. Thank you so much. You're the best.
All right, outstanding. Sorry I missed some of that, Vivi, but you do so many great things for us. And while Vivi didn't participate in the one-shot, Vivi didn't create the intro videos, Vivi didn't compete in the joust, Vivi did make these shirts, she did make these Wayward Bolts, and most importantly, she did manage to sleep through my Lore Masters Arcanum yesterday. You knew I had to get you for that. All right, tell us...
To be fair, hang on one second. To be fair, I work 12-hour nights for the past 12 years, so asking me to wake up at 6 a.m. is a huge feat.
Okay, now
I did the exact same thing as I did that you did, and I woke up in shame.
And I knew you were going to hit me back harder, and I still took the punch. Well done, Vivi. All right, tell us who she's rolling for.
Okay, Vivi will be rolling for Aventura's Narratives.
Or is that a sub or no? So
they are a follower.
All right, and you gotta let us know you're in the chat. This is the shirt that has been procured for my shame. When we have 100 viewers on our basic Blue Box channel stream, which is going to probably happen in the next week or so on a Tuesday night. And
it's a thing of beauty. Look at all those dinosaurs.
I'm not looking forward to that. All right, let's go to Terry.
Yes, I am Terry. I am the newest member of this fabulous group, and you can find me pretty much everywhere at Magic ED. That's MACHIKED. That's Instagram, it's Twitch, it's Twitter, just about anywhere. On Twitch, you'll find us, me and Evelyn here, do a couple of podcasts, a World of Warcraft podcast on Monday nights and a D&D podcast on Thursday nights that are actually coming back after the semester is great. I'm a college professor and it's been stupid busy, but we're finally getting back into that this week, which I'm really excited about. And I don't think I have anything other interesting things to say.
Great. Thank you, Terry. And great job as Shorewin last night. Who will he be rolling for?
He will be rolling for, and I have not heard from Aventura's Narrativas.
All right,
yet,
so our new follower, Aventura's Narrativas, he just followed us. If you're still with us.
The original Turjon.
Okay, good. Original Turjon, let us know.
I got you last stream.
Yes. Oh, that's right, huh? All right, so let us know if you're still on stream. And then.
Turjon is a subscriber?
He is a subscriber, yes.
Yeah.
That's who you're rolling for.
I rolled 2 d20s last time, so.
Okay, all right. Let's go to Josh.
Well, hello. My name is Josh of NPC Voices. You can find me here on Twitch, or on Instagram, or on Twitter. I will be streaming more often as a video game or a campaign coming up. But to say to the mad chatters, those that have not yet followed, those that have been watching this whole time, and they feel like they should follow, we have one question for you.
Here at Blue Box.
What are you doing? Give us a follow.
Yes, I've always wanted to do that. Please follow us. Everyone else here. It's been amazing to be part of Gary Con. It's been a dream, and to also be able to have my birthday as part of all of this has been just a blessing. And the blessings don't end there, and they go on to my fellow players, as I am so grateful for them. And I truly could not be this vulnerable in any other really group that I've been a part of in my life. I love these people, and I do see them in-game and out-of-game as my family. Monster trucks.
Feels monster trucks.
Yeah,
guns. Guns.
There is no shame.
Beef jerky. Beef jerky. That's a football. All right, tell us who he's rolling for. I like that the original.
Josh will be rolling for Saint Auric.
Oh, Saint Auric. Let us know if you're still in. Or the original follower. And the original Turjon, you saw this. He is here, but I like this comment.
Yes.
Sorry, I knocked my headphones off doing the touchdown motion. All right, yeah, real half ogres do cry. All right, well, we'll wait to see if Saint Auric is on. Let's go last, but certainly not least. Elandra, today played by Evelyn. Evelyn, part of the backbone here at Blue Box. My partner, she's been playing with me for about 4 years now, I think, if I'm getting my time right. And when I started getting Blue Box really off the ground, I knew I would need someone to come alongside and help me with so much of it, and I knew she was exactly the right person for the job. She's committed, she's dedicated, she's smart, she's a great role player. She has helped put together so much. I could not do what I do here as a DM, particularly with all of the Twitch streaming kind of stuff that we do, if I did not have her help. And she watched every hour of Blue Box, or pretty darn close to it, this weekend. She was there for the one shot. She watched Shorewind's thing. She was in the background for all of this, everything, LMA, all of it. She's been so helpful. Thank you, Evelyn.
Can I also just mention that this wonderful human being over here remembered an entire 5-hour session in detail so that it could be recorded for the Bad Chatters.
Well,
so,
she didn't remember my quote.
Sorry, I tried.
Yeah, gosh. How dare you
Do not give her a
remember
hard
everything
time.
in the 5-hour stream except for some beautiful words.
Exactly. She's an
About
amazing human
Trim.
being. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Hi guys, I'm Evelyn, and I'm Theater Evie on socials, THTREVIE. I am a prop maker. I am a mini painter at times when I remember to paint my plastic shame. I do the podcasts with Machik twice a week. Once that comes back, they're really fun. But you can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and stuff for our past episodes. So if you look up 2 torrent tables, that one's on there, and it's really fun. We talk about World of Warcraft. And then let's see. I think that's it. Yeah, I'm on Blue Box all the time because this is where I live.
These guys are awesome. They really make my whole life better. So I'm so appreciative for all of these people that I get to play with every week.
All right.
We
Alex.
love you.
All right, so I can get it right this time. I think I'm getting better at it. Kind of.
You are.
Yeah, get better.
It's
better.
less
You just
pointy
made
and
us
more
a
rounded.
He's like, it's this right here. See, it's a circle.
All right, so who are you rolling for, and are we missing anybody that has not?
Adventurous actually is here. So Adventurous
Okay.
Narrativas is here for Vivi. That's who you're rolling for.
Good effort, John. Thanks. That sounded very patronizing, Guild Superior.
Okay. Did we hear from Saint Auric?
Save Auric? I don't think we have.
Ulrich von Liechtenstein.
So we're going to go ahead and roll again.
All right.
Um,
Let's see.
So the fifth possible winner of this Mantic Games, one of our great sponsors here. Thank you.
My morph.
What's that? Oh,
Yay!
Maya Morph! Yes, a longtime viewer.
I know my morph.
Great fan. Always in the chat. Always helping us. He's been a great mad chatter, and that is the sixth man here at Blue Box. It is those who step into the Chatter Dome, as Robert refers to it. And you guys really bring a lot of fun. And the last one who can be in the entry to win this Mantic Games torture set, I didn't really plan it this way. How appropriate for tonight's session.
Rude.
Thanks.
Rude, John. Rude.
Too soon, John. Too soon.
You're gonna make him freaking cry
All right.
next time too.
Should I reroll for Auric then?
Ulrich, what are you here? I'm the one wearing your badge. Weird.
Oh, okay, I will re-roll for Saint Auric because they have not responded in either chat.
All right.
Okay, rolling, re-rolling.
And
D&D player 888 is
oh,
here.
Mark!
Oh.
All right, cool. Mark's been super active in the chat tonight. All right, so Gimbal's already had his roll. Let's go around. Everybody tell us who you're rolling for. Give us your roll. We'll give this sucker away, and then we're going to turn it over. Jay is going to be kicking off here in just a few minutes. I've got the schedule up. He's got, look at that, Eric Mona, Gary Julian, Alan Groy, Dennis Tetrol, Eric Boyd, what all-star cast. You're going to love this. This is a great way to finish off GaryCon. So go ahead and let's start off with you, Vivi.
I am rolling for Adventurous. I have a 17.
Ooh, all right, that puts you in the lead. Let's go to Terry.
I am rolling for the original Turjan.
Good, I'm glad it's not the new and improved Turjan.
No, they're terrible these days. Oh, 15.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
No.
Still have our, I think that is our, it's no, not our newest follower. He was our Aventurus, he was our third to last follower, Aventurus Narrative. So just followed us 19 minutes ago and he's already in a giveaway. All right, Brim.
D&D player 888, who is a subscriber.
Here we go, Mark.
Here we go. That is an 18.
Oh, we have a tie. All right, so we'll have a roll off. All right, and then
No,
you
I
have,
rolled.
oh wait, no, you had a 17?
Yeah.
Oh, you had a 70. All right, then that puts him in the lead.
All right.
Go ahead.
So, for my morph.
Oh, no. Come on, D&D player 888. Get on your knees.
Feeling good. It's feeling good. It's feeling good.
Start praying.
That's an 18.
Oh, okay. So you do have a roll off. So each of you take 1d20, roll it at the same time, and tell us the score.
All
Hey.
right.
Blow on it, 888. Yeah, there you go. Yep, thank you.
All
Okay.
right. All right. And rolling now.
Oh, cocked. 9.
17.
Oh, my lord!
It was cocked on a 17.
Congratulations! My Morph, I thought I had your address down here. I've been looking to make sure I have it. I don't see it. So if I've had it before, I have not correctly filed it, which would be possible. I have most of them, but I think I've missed a couple. So just get in our Discord, send me a DM in Discord, and before we sign off, and you get to Jay coming up next. Thank you, sir. So I just want to say again, thank you to the players, thank you to the fans, thank you to J. Scott, Lord Gazumba, who orchestrated, I mean, for all the work that we put in, He put in 3 times as much work this weekend. He was on everything. He was in every chat. He was up late and up early. He put his heart and soul into this, and I just cannot thank him enough for all he did to make this happen. And thank you to Luke Gygax and the GaryCon team for including us and allowing this old school content, but very new school approach. You know, you had everything from 5e to virtual tabletop to terrain and minis. Twitch streaming in and of itself is pretty new school stuff. You had, you know, some with just, you know, great effects and camera work, and others just more straightforward. And you had all kinds of different styles, but all true to the original game world created by Gary Gygax. And I cannot imagine how better to honor him at GaryCon than to really feature not just the system and the game that he kicked off, but the world that he created. I want to say thank you to everybody that followed us. I want to say thank you to everybody that subbed. I want to say thank you to everybody that gave bits on behalf of these players, and especially those that gave bits for the DM to do bad things to these players. And we hope that we'll see you on Tuesday night for Greyhawk Awakening at 5 p.m. And we'll see if we can hit that 100 and make me wear this god-awful, ugly dinosaur shirt. And with that said, Blue Box is going to sign out. Everybody have a great night, and tune in for Ask the Experts in just a few minutes. This is Blue Box signing out.
Peace, guys.